Hey, we're live!
We're live?
We are.
Really?
Totally. Totes my goats live.
Totes Magoats live.
True.
I
And
don't know if the world is ready for tonight. I don't know if I'm ready for tonight. But you know
certainly
what? We're gonna make it work.
we're gonna make it work, girl.
Because I work it. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, yes, there is a foam crown on my head.
Most certainly is. You can already tell this show is gonna be off the hizzy.
Oh,
side of
it's
things.
off the his nanny, off the chain for Rizzle.
Wow, this is getting so street and so real. I don't even
I
know.
haven't even taken my necessary liquid courage shots yet.
You
I
need
ought
to
to
take
pour
those.
those. I ought to pour those. Give me 1 second.
Great. So now the show is on me to entertain people. Good.
I'll be right back. I'll seriously, you can almost see my alcohol over there.
I can almost see it. Go. Go, my son.
Oh, by the way,
Wild.
guys.
Oh.
Shut up, my
He's got to wear a shirt to represent. And that's John. That's what he usually does. So now I'm here, all alone, waiting for him to pour beverages. And kind of sucks that certainly right now there's not anything going on in the Q&A, so I can't even answer people's questions. But just to remind you, it is there, so you can ask stuff, and we will answer things as the show goes on, and all that other fun stuff. Or share fun little anecdotes or stories or jokes at our expense. We're used to it, so by all means, hit us with it. Oh, hey, John's back, and he's ready to rock and roll after getting some shots ready for tonight.
It's true. I'm thinking I should probably skip the show tonight, says Jared.
Oh, yeah.
What a flake.
True. It's all good, man. It happens.
I guess.
But I'll
Where
miss
the
him.
F is Chris?
Well, he's got this child thing. I don't know.
Yeah. He's one of those old men.
Yeah. No, not happen. I mean, he's what? 2 years older than us? I can't remember how old he is.
I think what did he just celebrate his 30th birthday a few weeks back?
I want to say it wasn't even his. I didn't want to say it's his 30th. I thought it was maybe
He was 84, right? If he's 84 and we're about to turn 27,
You're right. Jared says, just start without me. Too late.
oh
And
Lord.
Reading your messages live
On the air.
There's nothing you
By
can
the
do.
way, ladies and gentlemen, I don't drink very often. I drink maybe once a week when my friends are in town, but when I do, this is my Sonic the Hedgehog shot glass.
That is classy. That's good.
It is super, super duper classy, because I gotta get drunk fast.
You do. So, since we're bringing Jared here to you live without him being here, he says, tell them the games industry sucks, and everyone is whining. True words, my friend, have never been spoken.
So very true.
But here we are, one person drinking booze,
Just
the other one reading messages.
I was gonna do a double, but I'll just fucking do a single.
Oh, girl, you gotta go all the way.
I may do another one before this here show is over, depending on if Chris shows up or not. If Chris doesn't show up, I'll do another right away.
You know what? Go for it, and then we're just gonna start the show proper, get our whole intro thing going, do our fun stuffs. And if Jared decides he does want to be here, then cool. If Chris wants to show up sometime, awesome. Otherwise, we could just have a good show.
We
And
will
you could be toasted.
have a good show. I don't know if I'm gonna be toasted. I'm not that weak sauce.
Okay.
But you know what? I'll be toasted enough to do a dance at the end of the show.
Well, you're already contractually obligated to do that.
It's ladies and gentlemen who are not familiar, who are
Take a
just
shot.
now watching this show.
He said, ladies and gentlemen, you have to take a shot, everybody. All of you.
Even me?
you and John. Here, I'll take a shot.
Randy, tonight I drink to me.
That's fair. I mean, no one says you can't do that. Nobody. No one. How was that? Was that
It was
good?
very good.
Good. Even better.
Fireball for once in my life.
I have fireballs. I put my hands like this and I shout Hadoken. And then there's Chris. He's here. Somebody
Hey,
decides
Chris!
to make
Well,
it.
howdy.
Hi.
Can you hear me all right?
Three's company too.
Hey, no, those are some nice tones you have around your neck, son.
They are okay. They are pretty decent.
They are awesome, which is why I also have some. I'm gonna go tones over headset, and we'll be the coolest
What?
people ever.
Really?
What the hell are tones?
They're like,
Headphones or Bluetooth headphones.
Oh. Bluetooth headphones.
I'm not actually a huge fan.
what's up, RoboCop?
The sound quality is not.
Oh, now we kind of got him. Kind of don't.
What happened?
I don't know, but Andrew Rudder says, I popped open the window and Jonathan is drunk. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Andrew, you don't even know.
Pat says, get a pool full of liquor, then you dive in it.
Damn right, Pat. But dudes, like, I do drink. It is a thing that used to that happened. I went 25 plus years sober.
Nice.
And then it's not as though I'm being irresponsible. I'm slowly realizing that a drunk Jonathan is just Jonathan squared.
There's more of you?
There's more of me because, like, naturally, and Randy, you know I'm a typically generous person, but
extremely.
when I'm drunk as a skunk, like, I just whip out my wallet and I'm like, you get a drink, you get a drink, you get a drink. And I'm just like, okay.
You're the Oprah of booze.
Yes, I am.
Chris, welcome. Glad that you could share in that
There we
line.
go. Are we?
I tell you, dude, it's the tone.
Chris,
It's
or
pulling up my groove.
Yeah. We're glad to have you, and you're not a robot, as you were before you cut out.
you'll see the frolic and laughter is calling for you. Thanks, Deco. Thanks for that.
Uh-oh. He's frozen again. His programming has slipped. He's slowly becoming... He's joining the war of the machines.
This is gonna be the greatest show ever.
Skynet is falling upon us all. We will all die.
Why?
I don't know.
Is video necessary?
I would say no. I mean, that's fine.
Chris, if you can't get your video stuff to work, we can just have you be the audio portion of the show. God knows I look ridiculous enough to have the video attention focused on me.
For certain. Yeah. Duh.
This is gonna be it. Because, like, I packed the outline absolutely full of Gamescom content and just everything. So this is going to be a hell of a show, even if it ends up just being the two of us. But I would greatly prefer for our two buddies to be here.
It's true. It'd be good. Pat says, alcohol isn't going to change who you are unless you do it all the time. It removes your filter. Super hard, though.
And I have one hell of a filter.
Do you? Do you, John? Really?
Maybe I used to. Maybe I don't so much anymore. I think that look on your face says it all.
I think it does. I don't need to say...
This motherfucker right here, Randy, has known me for a year and a half? More?
Almost 2. I mean, we worked
knew me as a
together.
Boss, man.
Yeah.
Like I was a boss. Not so much a boss now, unless like this is my fucking
wearing a
crown
crown.
in my crown.
Hailed
to the
8
king.
notches above boss.
And I have a knight. I have a knight.
You are wearing a crown. but you're also wearing a thing about knights. So you're kind of decked out and ready for whatever may come.
I do my best. All I need is my shovel.
So are you going to lead us into battle against the war against the machines that are apparently led by Chris, who's unable to deal with how awesome we are?
We will go into battle and have one hell of a show this evening. That's about all I can promise.
I don't have many weapons. I do have a Mega Buster. I mean, it's a USB thing. But
Shit, what do I have? An army of Yoshis that you're gonna see me put on my head before this night's over?
pew, pew.
You have a Mega Buster.
I do, and it had things on it. Still does.
I would like to remind everyone that I have a decent circle of real-life local friends and a girlfriend who all...
He rents them and then says, just pose while I take these pictures to prove.
I rent them in exchange for the drinks I buy them at bars.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. You get another round if you pretend to come over and be my girlfriend.
Oh, speaking of friends, that is in the live stream comments. That is my real life friend, Johnny. How are you, sir?
Well, he says, "Oh Lord, John, what am I currently watching?"
As far as what you're currently watching, you are watching my complete descent into madness.
It's true.
Johnny, you are watching this. Well, a single shot of this. More will come because I need to develop the confidence to do the chicken dance for my friends who put down money for me to do the chicken dance. So I at least had one for good measure.
There you go. Pat says, "Are you a knight or a king? Pick a side, Jonathan."
I'm both. I never pick sides. I'm a flip-flop because I can't wear flip-flops.
That's sad, because you live in Florida. That's like prime flip-flop.
I know, but the way I walk, because things...
Gotcha.
I can't wear the damn flip-flops. I have to wear fucking tennis shoes, man.
That's okay. It's alright, bro.
It's true. Should we just go ahead and start the show and let Chris do his thing when Chris does his thing?
Chris is going to do his thing when Chris is going to do his thing, girl. Yeah, let's do it. So,
Alright then. Go ahead, Randy.
let's do it. Greetings and welcome to episode 7 of Backwards Compatible. We're a snazzy group of 2 out of 4 ain't bad. Peeps with a passion for nerdy things like video games, comics, anime, the whole works. Last week we did social networks, so this time let's do school supplies. My name is Randy Thompson. I'm the pencil sharpener of the show because I can keep you sharp, but cross me and I'll cut you.
My name is Jonathan Higgins, and I'm the Elmer's glue of this podcast because I'm the reason things stick together sometimes, and it's probably a bad idea to eat me.
That's a good intro. I like that one. Well done. But we're all very happy to have you here. John, I'm happy to have you here. You showed up.
Damn right. Randy, I'm happy to have you here too.
Thank you. Whether you're here watching live or if you're just tuning in later, thank you for joining us. Speaking of those that aren't here live and in the moment with us, we happen to be getting our...
two certain co-hosts.
Who shall not be named. We happen to be getting our video podcast on at around 9:14 p.m. Central Time on August 13th, 2014. 2 things before we get started. We have a contest winner to announce. John.
We do. I've been doing this podcast that or not this podcast, but this contest that just hasn't gotten the promotion that I wanted it to. But nonetheless, we did get a few entrants, and I did randomly pick a winner. And that winner, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this show, that winner is, and I hope I pronounced this correctly, Mr. Julian Salinas.
Woo! Nice! Way to go, man.
He submitted his picture to our Facebook page of his It's Dangerous to Go Alone, Take This shirt.
Ah.
And Mr. Salinas, when you listen to this show, please do tweet me at Radical Defect and say, hey, I've listened to the show and I know that I'm a winner. So let me pick my Club Nintendo prize. You pick your prize, I go on Club Nintendo and I select it for you, and as soon as that happens, you will get your game.
It's true. You're gonna get it, and it'll be awesome.
It's true. I'll go ahead and tweet you like sometime tomorrow, just in case you're not listening to the show. But you all submitted your Geek Chic. I had myself a nice little contest. I put my Club Nintendo code to good use. So mission accomplished. And congratulations, Salinas.
So the other thing that we wanted to bring up happens to do with the thing that you're wearing, and we have Johnny who says that you are a queen versus being a king.
I am a queen. I'm the best queen ever.
Haley is happy to see the crown, so am I. I am crazy excited for that. But what's the deal with that? What is that? What are you going to do with that later? What is the point of this?
Ladies and gentlemen, on the Backwards Compatible Facebook page, we have had a bit of a discussion going on about Jonathan the Chicken from Glass Slip?
Glass Lip.
Glass Lip. See, I keep doing that.
You do.
Anyway, Jonathan the Chicken from Glass Lip is like the unofficial mascot of this here Backwards Compatible show. And I said, without thinking, mind you, if y'all put down cash money, I'll do the funky chicken dance. And then Raymond, Haley, and Charlotte, fellow friends and listeners, put down money, and now I'm doing the funky chicken dance. And I'm doing the funky chicken dance not only just all by itself, but with a silly hat, and with my vast assortment of Yoshis that you have seen, if I can fit some of them on my head. So when this show is over, at the very end, as we sign off, I will get up out of this chair, take my headphones off, and do the funky chicken dance for my friends who...
Why does it have to be at the end? Why can't it be now?
Because
oh, hell no.
we want people to stick around.
No. I want people to stick around. This shit is going to be worth it.
I know, but I'm impatient.
Chris, don't make me make you do this too. I'll give you $21. You wait.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm doing it right now. You just can't see.
It's true. Exclusive. We have Chris Garcia doing the chicken dance. Can't see it, but he's doing it. Because he would
true.
By the
try.
way, Chris
So
hasn't
well, we're doing it hard right now.
joined this show, but he is audio only because his video on his tablet is not being cooperative. But Chris, what kind of school supply are you? Don't chicken out.
I couldn't think of anything. I don't know. What kind of school supplies am I? I am a staple because it's also used to sew people's stomachs shut. I don't know.
Oh, jeez, man.
This is the kind of shit that he thinks up on the fly.
What school
Ladies and
did you
gentlemen,
go
Chris
to?
Garcia, a.k.a. Wildcard Corsair. Give him a round of applause.
Or a round of vomit. I'm not sure what's more appropriate. Oh.
At the very least, we now have 3 out of 4 of our lovely, imbraggable hosts.
It's true, very much so. So,
All right, let's get the show started proper, shall we?
let's do it. So, our audience question from last week was, what was or were your favorite toys growing up? John, do we have any audience answers ready to go?
Well, I don't see any audience answers via the social networks, but surely these live audience, this lovely group of people, including some of my very good friends, can contribute. In the meantime, let's answer this question for ourselves.
Let's do it. Let's see. Oh, look at that. I'm at top of the list. So, I've got a couple of choices. I went back deep into the yonder childhood to pick out these. I'm going to have to say either between my Optimus Prime Transformer, which was amazing because Transformers is super great. Not the Michael Bay crap, but like the good stuff, like the old things, like that box set back there from the 80s. So I love to play with that. Otherwise, my other super nerdy thing to play with when I was a kid was my Captain Planet Eco Cruiser, which was their
Oh my god.
I'm not sure how it was eco-friendly because I'm pretty sure jet fuel does quite a number on the environment. So if you are well known in Captain Planet lore, tell me how the Eco Cruiser worked. Was it steam-based? I don't understand. But that's mine. Those are my things. Who's next? We got...
My next?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite toy, and a toy that is infamous among members of my family. They all know this story. My late grandparents know this story. My parents know this story. Everyone who knows me knows about the J game. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the J game. It is a thing from Radio Shack that they sold in the late 80s called a pocket rocket. It is Simon Says.
It says pocket repeat.
Oh, pocket repeat, not pocket rocket. See?
That may have been slightly inappropriate, actually.
Right.
Knuckle deep, right? Right?
Yes, there you go.
Pocket repeat. At least you guys can fucking read. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the pocket repeat. So, as you'll note in this here, I guess the way I looked at the Radio Shack S, when I was really, really little, I thought that Radio Shack S was a J. Obviously, I couldn't read, and I had no reading comprehension. I could definitely follow the Simon Says. If this thing had batteries in it, and if I turned it on, like the colors and shit would do a little pattern and have musical tones and things like that. It's part Simon Says, part rhythm game, and I mastered these motherfuckers. Like, my grandfather spent a large sum of money because I used to lose these things. He has, like, hundreds of these things in a box. And this, I think, is the last one left. This is the last J game, and I had it on my shelf. But, like, this is my childhood before all the other toys, because yes, I did have tons upon tons. Batman toys, Power Ranger toys, whatever. This is the one toy to rule them all and darkness bind them, for reals. This is my go-to toy. It's the J game because Radio Shack is a J. You know what? When Jonathan says something is a J and wants to call it the damn J game, that's what it is, because I'm the king.
Nice.
Apparently, you're not the only one. Deco says, I remember the pocket repeat. It was my favorite thing to drool over in the Radio Shack catalog.
Damn right, Oscar. Or Deco. Damn right.
Don't tell him these things.
I know.
Oh, man. Well, we have next on our list Jared, who's actually here. So then Jared actually gets to introduce himself.
Yo.
Jared, what kind of school supply are you?
I don't like school supplies.
Aww.
I would be...
Jared is the laptop from Best Buy because he works for Best Buy.
Oh, God. I would be like the pen.
Because you're permanent,
Nice.
and you're never going to leave us.
Because you're beak.
Yeah.
Because he writes in lots of places.
I just don't... I like, the only school supplies I ever needed after a while was paper and pens, man. That was it.
It's true.
It was... But when I think about college, school supplies was always food.
That's true.
Like, I had like a bunch of paper, so I didn't need more. And then I just got food. And I needed things to hang up posters on the wall. So those, just like the essentials of college was like food, water, pens, and that was about it.
There you go. Well, now you
Oh,
get to
yeah.
talk about toys, man. What
Fuck.
kind of toys did you have?
God damn it. I don't, all I can remember is I had a Power Rangers glove, and you pressed a button.
Yes, I had
Anyways.
those.
Yes. And I remember having a turbo key thing. I put it in my wrist thing, and I turn it, and it would do like make sound effects.
I had the Zeo one where it was like two wrist things. You had to like make a T on your wrist or
Oh
something.
man, I
like
didn't
that.
have that. I just had a key thing. Other toys.
All of you new school
Oh.
Power Rangers fans.
There was, I don't remember the names of these specifically, but they would it'd be like the shape of like of an animal. So there's one that was a snake and one that was like an alligator or something, and you'd open it up and you'd have that little character kid inside of it, and it was like an adventure, and it'd be a start point, and you'd have to it was like a little tiny scene, and you'd have to avoid the trap, and there was I don't remember what it was called, but it's like a little compact thing. You could open them up. I almost feel like the kid's name was Max, but I don't remember if that was true. It wasn't actually my toys. We hung out a
Was it
lot.
like the Micro Machines?
That
Ooh, Micro
doesn't-
Machines.
Doesn't sound familiar. I don't I have a box over in my closet of toys, but I don't think I don't really think it predates my Pokemon cards, so I don't know what happened to some of that stuff. But man, it was just it was like this little action figure kid, and it was literally the size of
Was it Mighty Max? Was that? Because was that like
Mighty
the male
Max?
version of Polly Pocket, something like that?
yeah, Mighty
Yeah,
Max.
yeah.
Mighty Max sounds similar. That sounds about right. I just remember that there was two of
This
them.
is
and I
the
would-
backwards compatible podcast
Yeah.
where we've become toy aficionados here at the front half of the show.
Hey yo, I'm just thinking of things on the spot because I'm just thinking of things that I played with when I was a kid. It was pretty much that I can remember.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now that us... Wait, has Chris gone yet?
No, you gotta chill out, man. Chris gotta-
Man,
Don't
Chris,
forget about
I'm
the
so
one card.
sorry. I know you're a blank screen and everything, but I can't go forgetting about you.
Out of sight, out of mind. Jeez, John. No, for me growing up, my big toy was always Legos.
Yeah.
Because
Damn right.
I had plenty of action figures and stuff like that growing up. In fact, I even copped one of those awesome white Megazords, like the really huge ones. Because some dude left it at school, and I waited like a vulture around the lost and found. And once the school day was ended, I'm like, hey, can I have that? They're like, yeah, sure. So I was like, yes. So I got it. So, but even throughout all of
Totally
that stuff,
jacked some dude's toy. That's some dude's life that you just
He
pulled
left
right
it.
out from underneath him.
I operated 100% within the bounds of the law. Okay, to obtain this white Megazord, I will have you know, it was not stolen. It was gainfully acquired.
Gainfully
Gotcha.
acquired. Is that what they're calling it these days?
Well,
That's what I'm calling it. You can
I'm
call it
just-
whatever you want.
I'm just glad that you weren't around where I grew up because, as we were talking about before, I had like the Zeomorphers, and I accidentally left those in a nearby park overnight. It rained, and their sounds didn't work as great the next day. But I went back and I got them. And if it was you, you would have just taken them. You're like, well,
Yeah,
spend an hour taking these.
Power Rangers was lame by the time Zeoforce came around, so I didn't give a shit
Screw
anymore.
you.
I'll tell you what,
Anyway.
my parents came from the
Anyway,
Beatles generation, and all their collectible trading cards and stuff got lost. So my mother was obsessed with keeping all of our collectibles from back in the day, all the Pokemon stuff, all the Beanie Babies, all the Power Rangers action figures. I'm sure those still exist in an attic somewhere, and I can go grab them if I'm ever up in Pennsylvania for Thanksgiving again.
And you could have
Probably.
fun times.
But even out of all of that stuff, Legos were always my go-to because you could just make whatever you wanted. Every toy was just kind of like its own static toy, and it just did what it did. But Legos could be anything. And I remember I used to spend hours and hours, because I'd play with my Legos also in the bathtub, and I was obsessed with making a completely waterproof submarine.
Did that ever work out for you?
Yeah, it took me probably something along the lines of a couple weeks worth of trying, and then I figured out you have to have the hatch at the bottom of the submarine, so that way the air doesn't float up. Because I was experimenting with the retractable glass thing, so that way the figures could get in and out. But then of course, all the air would escape. And so Legos taught me science when I was like 3, okay? And I somehow understood that the difference between the denseness of water and the denseness of air, and I totally made it work. My Legos, I had a Lego submarine I was very proud of.
How many Lego men died in your experiments before?
Probably a good 20 to 30, and of course it was the same 4 every time.
Well, they just get reincarnated into
Yes.
hell. That's good.
I just put them on the washcloth to dry. That was
There you go.
necessitation.
That's CPR at its finest. I'm going to go through some of these here from our live watchers. Lucas Mathis. Hey, Lucas, you're here. This is a guy I went to college with. He says, favorite toy will always be my Legos. See, he's right there with you.
All
Chris.
right, this dude. I like this dude. Why
Yeah.
aren't you friends with this dude more?
Because I moved away, and it's sad because I don't get to hang out with him. But he is a cool guy, so don't ever. You can take that and wear it as a medal. Randy says you're a cool guy. Not that really matters for
Andrew's
anything.
the greatest.
Andrew Rudder says I'm the protractor because you don't need me until you really need me, and that's
Like
totally
really, in all caps. That's
yeah.
full supply contribution.
He also said, I had the Power Rangers figures with the transforming/flipping heads. Me too!
So
I
did I,
had...
sir. I think that's something all early 90s, late 90s kids have in common, man. We all had that stuff.
I specifically had Jason the Red Ranger and Tommy the Green Ranger, just because, like, Tommy's, like, armor thing could come off. And, like, in the
Yeah.
show, a couple of times Jason would borrow them. Like, borrow the armor thing, so then I would take that off and put it on Jason. I'm like, that looks so cool, even though I dislike Jason, just because he's boring. But, yeah, I totally had those. Deco says, Tracker's car from Mask. I'm unfamiliar.
Mask.
Why?
Oh my God. Mask. What did that stand for? It was an acronym.
Yeah.
It was like something.
Maybe Deco and Chris are both showing their age with that reference, because I've never heard of Mask.
Mask is super old, dude. Mask is 80s. Y'all 90s kids don't know about
Yeah.
Pat says, I had this Beast Wars Dragon Transformer thing. That was
Oh,
my
nice.
shit for the longest time.
Beast Wars.
It's true. I think I got Megatron from the Beast Wars a couple of years ago from an ex, but I have that, so I have Beast Wars, so that's cool.
Recently, it was like 2 or 3 a.m. and one of my friends and I, we were just like here at my house, and I was like, let's just randomly pick a volume of something and watch a random episode on a random disc. And he's like, all right. So he chooses Beast Wars, and it's like season 3, disc 2 or something, and it was just so dumb. It was so good though. we thought we knew what was happening, but we didn't remember that there was monkeys in that show.
Andrew Rudder says
Yeah.
MASK stood for Mobile Armored Strike Command.
Yes.
And command
Command
with a
with a
K,
K.
but whatever.
Dude, it was the 80s. We didn't care about spelling.
True.
True enough. The 80s had so much good stuff.
True. Speaking of which, Deco says, once I got into Back to the Future Part 2, I'd turn the tires of Tracker's car 90 degrees and pretend it was the flying DeLorean. You are the coolest kid to ever.
Yeah.
Oh man, DeLorean.
True.
Uh,
Man. Childhood.
It's true. Deco says, Micro Machines not familiar? John Machida would like to have a word with you, or 500, and then provided us a YouTube link. So
Oh man.
we'll click that at our own, whatever.
It's true. I think all these live comments and Q&As are like archived for the later folk.
Yeah, Deca also says, transforming heads. Hey, that reminds me of my mutating Michelangelo toy. I love that toy.
Cowabunga.
He also says, years later, my favorite toys were big action figures from Superhuman, Samurai, Cyber Squad. Yes, I had those. The vehicles can combine with Servo, the main hero, or each other. They were so cool. Wistful sigh. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
This has been one hell of a toy talk. I
True.
like this. This
I'm
show
loving
can
it.
be anything. That's why I love it.
Yeah, exactly. We can do
Which,
whatever
by the
hell-
way, for those of you just tuning in, no, you have not missed the funky chicken dance. I'm
Yeah.
saving the best for last.
Don't
The
worry,
best for
Raven.
last.
We're good. You will see it soon. Well, at the end, but whatever. Um, Deco tells us to watch the opening of the Mask cartoon and be in awe of 80s-ness, and then provided us another link. So this time, he at least warned us a little bit more about what we're getting into.
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
library of knowledge.
It's true. So we talked about toys, which is super great. Oh, and another thing, because Andrew messaged me to let me know that it is not the Eco Cruiser, it is the Geo Cruiser, and it ran on solar power. And I do remember that on the wings there were like black panels.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. At
Planet.
least
I
Captain
had the
Planet
hugest
isn't.
crush on Linka from that damn show.
How could you not?
I know.
I suppose. I don't honestly know. Oh man, toys are cool. Let's talk some news. How does that sound?
All right. Oh,
So
Do
should we
we want to get the somber one out of the way
Let's-
first?
yeah. I'll knock it out.
do it, man? Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robin Williams has left us. He died of an apparent suicide. He was 63. I just want to let all you guys know, despite all the silliness and the awesome toy talk and everything else, yes, the world does suck sometimes. If it's ever so bad for any of you, like seriously, reach out to me. I'm here. I'll help y'all out. I love y'all. Like all the viewers and all the listeners in the world, like I'm here. If you guys feel anything like what he felt, I'm totally here. I don't want you, like, you're not alone.
Right on, man. And yeah, it's super sad because he was a really cool dude. Besides just being funny, he was one of us. He was a nerd. I mean, he loved Zelda so much that he named his daughter after the game series. He was a super huge anime fan. He loved Evangelion to the point where he had snuck in an action figure of it into one of his movies, 1 Hour Photo, which is a really creepy movie, and I only watched a few minutes of it. But I saw the figure, and I'm like, this dude's awesome. So, yeah, it really sucks. I don't know.
It does.
But yeah, so if you're
Jumanji!
Jumanji,
Nice.
Jesus.
I kind of just have limited memories of him, but like Jumanji, for my age, because I'm the youngest one here, I have like really good memories of like staying up past like 8 o'clock one night with like when it was like a VHS rental, and it was like, oh my God, what is this noise in the attic? And there's animals, and there's bats and stuff, and it was him, and so like yeah, I know, like a lot of people were posting stuff about like Genie, but for some reason I kind of missed out on Aladdin. Like I watched it when I was little,
Whoa.
but
Whoa.
like
Chris is
Aladdin,
not happy right now.
like for me it was
No, hey,
Lion
hey.
King, and like Aladdin. I don't know. I don't remember like much about Aladdin when I was little, so like I don't really have much connection to it.
Dude, I loved Aladdin.
How about Mrs. Doubtfire? Come on. So
I've only
good.
seen that like maybe once, and I don't remember anything about it.
You have Netflix, don't you? Do yourself
Is it
a
on
favor.
Netflix?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I've been planning on like maybe going and watching like something with him in it on Netflix, but I just kind of, yeah.
Like I mentioned last week when we were talking about our favorite films and our audience question of the week, The Final Cut, I love that movie because of how cray-cray it is. And I totally, like, I don't really buy many movies. Like, it's typically a one-and-done kind of deal, and if I ever get the chance to see it again, I totally will. I don't buy many movies, but I totally bought, like, What Dreams May Come and The Final Cut and Aladdin and his 2 stand-up specials, like, the second I heard, and whenever they all show up, I'm just going to have a non-stop Robin Williams marathon, and it's going to be friggin' awesome.
Chris, you said you rewatched Aladdin, right?
I did. There are so many Robin Williams movies that are just amazing. Obviously you guys have said Mrs. Doubtfire, Aladdin is definitely one of them, but even some of the
Dead
other
Poets
stuff like
Society,
Dead
man.
Poets Society, yeah, exactly, was just an amazing film. He did such an amazing job in Good Will Hunting. I mean, he was the backbone of so many films, like so many films, and there's too many. Like if you wanted to say like, oh yeah, I want to sit here and I want to dedicate some time to rewatching some of my favorite memories of Robin Williams, it'd take you weeks. It'd take you weeks because
It's true.
Let
he's
alone
just
going back and like
amazing.
rewatching all of Mork and Mindy or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
Dude has a history. Like, that is definitely someone you can celebrate. And his kids... Can I talk about Zelda Williams? Zelda Williams is freaking great.
true.
Well, I
She
feel
did not
bad for
deserve
him,
any
man.
of the shit that she got at 2:30 in the morning last night. Jesus Christ.
No kidding.
Ah,
No
yeah.
kidding.
And internet bullies, if y'all even think of harassing the family, like, seriously, let's all raise our middle finger to those motherfuckers.
It's true. From what I heard, those jackasses did get banned from Twitter at least. So
Good. That's
And I
the
guess
way it
this is
should be.
this is definitely a good time for me to get into my little segment of the news, which is what I call Wildcard's PSA on how to not be a dick on the internet.
oh, good. I probably need this more than
Let's
anybody.
go for it. I'm all ears.
All right, guys, let's sit back for a moment, just relax ourselves, put our feet up, and let's talk. Let's real talk, guys. There's a thing in your head. Not sure if you know this, but it's called judgment. And sometimes we grow accustomed to not listening to it. If you are about to say something on the internet, it is a good practice to just stop before you say it, think about it, and ask yourself, would my mom slap me upside the head for saying this? If the answer is yes, you should probably keep it to yourself. If the answer is no, go ahead. Post to your heart's content, my friends.
Salute.
And there we go is my short PSA on how to not be a dick on the internet.
Unless your mother is a dick on the internet, then in which case, I don't know what to tell you from moral compass.
Randy is one of the best
You got
dicks
bigger
on the internet I know.
I'm gonna put that on my
If your mom
resume.
is a dick, if your
Best-
mom is a dick on the internet, you have bigger problems.
It's true. But I'm gonna take John's words. I'm gonna put that on my resume that I am the best dick on the internet. I don't care what the context is.
You can that'll be your if your life was a video game, that could be your backflip, like
I was gonna say
the
no.
thing on the back of the box.
No, if you guys just do a Google image search for Randy Thompson dick, it's really great.
Don't
like-
do that. Anybody, please don't.
There's like 15 photos.
Don't tell them about the photos. I mean, I know you're
Famous.
impressed.
Uploading
but,
them now.
Jared, don't upload those photos.
Selfie.
I would
Alright
say,
guys, I think that's as
if
good
you
a
were
notion
ever
as any to
interested-
move on to games, yes?
Well,
if you were ever interested, Randy,
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I know you guys are trying to get me to not say this. I'm gonna fucking say it. Randy, if you were ever to get into porn, that is definitely a good thing to put on your resume.
That's true. That's very true.
There you go.
How do you know I haven't
Always
conquered that
take
market
what
already?
We take and takes it one step further.
Let's
That's what I do.
we'll reel it in then, and we'll start talking about all the fun Gamescom stuff.
Amen.
Yeah, who loves to talk about Microsoft? Because you could take it away.
I mean, like, it's not necessarily that I love to talk about Microsoft. I have exclusively stated very publicly, like, I'm not the world's biggest fan of Microsoft, but I like all three consoles as they are. Obviously, I'm enamored with Nintendo and Sony, but, like, if you stick an Xbox in front of me, I'm not going to be like, ew, I'm not playing that shit. So it's not like I'm actively ignoring Microsoft. They're just not my cup of tea. But for everyone who does like Microsoft as their cup of tea, beyond like their typical FIFA and Call of Duty and the stuff like you knew from E3, Goat Simulator is coming to the Xbox One.
Man, you're in for a treat.
My life is complete.
There's also a new game called The Escapists from the developer of Worms.
Nice.
Let's
Team
see.
17?
Is that based on the website, The Escapist?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I
Let's hope
just
not.
looked at some names and looked at some notoriety. Speaking of names and notoriety, Ori and the Blind Forest, I played that at E3. That game is really freaking good, but it's not exclusive to Xbox. It's also coming to the PC, and more footage of that was shown at Gamescom.
Nice.
Also,
So
Randy,
console exclusive.
your favorite part of this conference,
Mm-hmm.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, is a timed question mark exclusive on
It-
Xbox One.
It is a timed exclusive, so at least there's that.
3
Ah.
years later.
3 years later.
PlayStation 5.
At least we'll have probably all the DLC in that version, so...
Oh yeah, the high res edition.
Yeah, higher res version.
The higher res real.
Mm.
Hashtag packaged with the movie, man. Reboot.
Oh.
Just, skip the movie and just send me Angelina Jolie. I'll be fine.
Wow.
No, she's gonna get recast.
At
Wow.
this point, I would think you'd have to.
You can still send me Angelina Jolie. I'm alright.
Not after her plastic surgery, guys.
Only if she's dressed in her Maleficent costume. Then.
Wow.
What is she
Wow.
gonna do with those horns, Randy?
That is private, and photos will be on the internet
So
eventually.
many potential episode titles in this fucking conversation.
It's good. Oh.
Oh,
Man.
Jesus. Should we talk Sony and just leave Microsoft behind immediately, or does anyone want to dwell?
I want to know.
Um,
I
The
want
only
to
thing
know.
I really have to say about Microsoft is that a lot of people have been really hating on the timed exclusive thing for Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
I don't really necessarily see it as a bad thing, and a lot of people have been kind of being, once again, dicks on the internet. Talking to Crystal Dynamics. I know, right?
That's like weird. Like that happens more than once.
Like, man, I tell you what, if I had a nickel for every time, I would be very rich. I'd have
If
more
I
than
had
one
a nickel for every time I saw a dick on the internet.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that definitely didn't go the way I planned.
Lord. So much.
Jared, you wanted to say something?
I didn't follow anything from Gamescom, so I'm not sure what to say. I was just gonna say, where's Lost Odyssey 2 Xbox exclusive? I wanted to know.
That'll get me to buy an Xbox One, damn it.
No, don't do that. I did
Especially
that
if
for
they
like
do it
Lost
like
Odyssey.
Bayonetta, man. Like, ugh.
You know, I don't know. Cool.
Deco says, called it. Microsoft always doing the timed exclusive thing. I hope the inevitable enhanced PS4 version won't be Japan only like Tales of Vesperia for the PS3 was. You and me both, man, because I'm still broken up about the Vesperia thing.
And Randy loved Tomb Raider, so obviously
True.
he wants to play.
Yeah, exactly. Bring it on, because I loved it. It was amazing. Such a good game. So yeah, why don't we do the Sony fun times?
And there are lots of Sony fun times. I'll jump up and down in the middle of this damn news.
It's true.
So,
Funky Chicken?
not yet. Let's first talk about the Tomorrow Children. It's from the guys who brought us, I think, the Pixel Junk games. Dylan Cuthbert, if I'm not mistaken, and his team there. And it's like Soviet Russia plus Pikmin, is what I call it. Have you guys seen footage of the game, or?
No, I didn't get to see that. I had the stream going on my computer at work, and if there was something interesting, not to say that this isn't interesting, but something that caught my interest or something, then I would switch over and I would look at it.
Gotcha.
So I didn't get to see this.
I can't really explain the Tomorrow Children very well because it's something that has to be seen versus told, but there is definitely footage from Gamescom out there, and just Google the Tomorrow Children Dylan Cuthbert and you'll hit it and you'll see that trailer. It's kind of crazy. You should have seen some of the comments that were going on during the stream. They're like, Soviet Russia! And I'm like, what?
All right.
Next up, a game I know a little bit more about because I love developer Mike Bithell. Volume is coming to PlayStation consoles first. That is a retelling, a modern retelling of Robin Hood. and it's by the same guy who made indie acclaimed hits Thomas Was Alone, the game about squares and rectangles and shapes. Anyone interested in Volume, or just me? Because I'm totally getting it day one.
I probably will be more interested in it after I play Thomas Was Alone, which I have. I have not started it yet.
All right, then I guess I'll keep going.
Do
We
it,
have
man.
Hellblade from Ninja Theory, which is
Yeah!
basically Heavenly Sword 2.
Oh, well, that's okay. I never played Heavenly Sword, but I did play their other games like Enslaved and then DMC, so I'm interested in whatever they're going to put out.
It's going to be more of that, man. You'll be excited just
Good.
from looking at the trailer. Like, obviously, I got the Heavenly Sword aesthetic there going on, but you can tell it's them. You can absolutely tell it's them.
Yeah, they've got a certain flair for things. So,
All right, moving on. 10 million PlayStation 4 sold. Yay!
okay. Did they show a game when they said that?
They didn't, but they just bragged. They said,
Okay.
10 million PS4 sold, and we all danced. Let's
Guess
dance.
what? They didn't sell one to me yet.
Yeah, or me. I don't understand
They
the point of
will-
doing that for press
Ladies and
conferences.
gentlemen, when they release Rhyme, because I want Rhyme now.
It looks gorgeous.
You are talking about a bunch of games that I have never heard of.
I know you've never heard of them
You know
because
what?
they were just announced during the damn Gamescom show.
You know what? Good for you, man. Where's Final Fantasy 16?
Listen, Jared, you watch that damn Rhyme trailer. If you don't watch anything else from the show, watch Rhyme. Seriously.
Sure, man. Do it. I'm
That
sold.
is freaking beautiful.
This is the first
and-
time I've ever heard of this game.
Well, good. It was yesterday. Was the first time we'd heard of this game.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's like 5 years ago in internet space time.
You're right.
Jared, why do you have to be such a dick on the internet?
You know what I'm trying to do right now? I'm trying to collect my own news to talk about from Otakon. So you keep talking about your Gamescom, I'll talk about the Otakon. We'll have a Gamescom versus Otakon war.
Fine.
I like the 10 million PS4 sold thing. It's like, does that really do anything for your press conference? You could just be like, we took a study, and all the guys that work at Sony got laid more than the guys that work at Microsoft. So buy a PS4. Like,
That's exactly
Why?
what it is, sir. It's the E-Ping, man. They're
Yeah.
stroking the
Exactly
E-Ping on
what it
stage.
And speaking of news like that, GameStop says that Destiny is the best-selling new IP ever
ooh, okay.
because it's by fucking Bungie. Moving on.
Yeah. Ooh, the best
You know
part.
what? Well, before
Metal
we
Gear
move
Solid
on,
5? Is this really the
before
best
we
part?
move on,
Oh.
it's actually really funny because every person who owned a PlayStation was like, "Oh, Bungie, that's a bunch of horse shit, man. That Halo shit sucks." It's blah, blah,
Yep.
blah." And then now they're like, "Oh, Destiny, I want Destiny. I was about Halo guys, Destiny." And I'm like, "Wow, do you guys get a whiff of your own smell there, buddy?"
I love you, Chris.
I'm sorry, I gotta call people out sometimes and be like, y'all are silly, but you're funny. You're funny, but you're silly. I like that.
There you go.
All right, Randy. Ready to talk about a cardboard box?
Only the best thing to ever be shown at a games conference ever.
Go ahead, Randy.
They brought Kojima on, and he's like, I have something to show you. Here's Metal Gear Solid 5. And then it was Snake in a cardboard box. And they're like, thank you, and then left. It's
Like,
like,
that's seriously all it was. It was showing off the dynamics of this cardboard box. You can shoot enemies by, like, reaching out of the cardboard box and popping a cap. You can distract them with these beautiful Japanese, like, drawn girls on box. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I wish this would have been like the thing that he does all the time. Like at E3, it would have been like, behold, Metal Gear Solid 5. And then it's just like, horses pooping in real time, and he's like, "Thank you," and then just leaves. Just like that's it. No trailer, just that. Like,
But no, that. Like, I tried tweeting Gamescom stuff and like being relevant and stuff like that. And for the Metal Gear Solid 5 stuff, I just tweeted like, "Life is like a cardboard box." That's
Very
how I
much-
feel. You can draw pretty pictures on it, but it's still just a cardboard box.
oh man.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'll get to share play, but I just want to skip to the best part of the show for me, the stuff that literally made me just jump out of my chair. Tearaway is coming to PlayStation 4. Yay! I'm so happy, you guys.
It looked really neat. Paper and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it basically means I'll finally be able to play that like 5 years from now on the PS4.
Right.
High five.
I'm just glad that you guys are gonna get to experience that, because I fucking loved Tearaway. I wrote like 2,500 words on Tearaway.
Yeah, your thing that you wrote on Tearaway made me like want to play it, and then I clearly am not going to yet.
Jared is not very good with his convictions.
I gotta be, John, you know me, we talked about this. I have to say, they're going to experience a different Tearaway than you and I experienced, and I don't think there's any way that it could be experiencing the same Tearaway that we experienced. Because, and this is not spoilers, but when it came to Tearaway, the Vita itself was a portal to this world, the world of Tearaway, in which you could directly manipulate, punching your fingers through the rear touchpad and seeing your finger pop up in the world of Tearaway. There were tabs, and you could pull the tabs, and you could open up new areas and things like that. It felt like you weren't touching the Vita. It felt like you were touching the world itself, almost as if the Vita was not there. And I don't
totally
have
there
any
with
doubts. I have no doubts this game's going to be fantastic, but I feel like that particular aspect of it will be lost in translation, because as much as you can, tap on the trackpad on the PS4 controller or move the little light bar around, I still feel like there will still be that barrier where the controller is still the barrier in between you and the world, whereas the Vita, it really melted that barrier down into where you almost forgot the Vita existed, and you were manipulating the world directly.
Maybe there should be a Tearaway for Connect, and then you can be in the world of Tearaway. Be in paper.
Tearaway! Media Molecules Xbox One exclusive. Oh my god, can you imagine?
The internet would burn itself down in a day.
It's so true. But no, Chris, I'm absolutely with you. But I know that Media Molecule put so much love into Tearaway, and they literally tried to make a port and failed and said, fuck it, let's do a game jam and turn this into a thing. Like, I really think that they're going to try their absolute best to make the barrier, like you were describing, as transparent as possible. And I really hope that they succeed. Because you're absolutely right. Tearaway on its own, flawless. Tearaway on PlayStation 4, that's a big, big pair of shoes to fill. But I trust Media Molecule to fill them. Like, that's all there is to it.
There you go.
My utmost hope as well.
PS4 share. So Randy and Jared and Chris, when y'all three get PlayStation 4s, because I'm a PlayStation Plus member, I can digitally share my games with you, and it would effectively be the same thing as lending you my physical copy.
Whoa. So that one video that they made a year or so ago was a lie. That you don't just have to hand a game to somebody, you can do it over the internet.
Exactly.
So they improved it.
Liars. I hate them. Why would they do that?
Oh, giving me more options.
That's the feature. That was the big, like, fist pump moment of the conference. What's left?
Wild.
That's right. That's not Beyond Good and Evil 2 from Michel Ancel. God. They brought him on stage, and I'm like, fuck, it's Beyond Good and Evil 2! It wasn't.
It's never gonna be.
I know.
No, it is.
I know. Just like it's sometime going to be
The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian.
No.
Wait, he came out on stage?
He actually showed off.
I forget the way to freaking pronounce that guy's name.
think
Michel
you can
Ancel,
Michel.
Rayman. Dude,
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy for Last Guardian. I'd be like, what?
Oh no, not Fumito Ueda.
Oh,
Is that guy?
what is
No.
That Ansel guy, he actually showed off some of the pre-production designs and artwork on his Twitter for Beyond Good and Evil 2. And he said it is coming, like, we're working on
I'll
it.
believe
right
it when I see it, Chris.
Well, you can go to his Twitter page and you can look at it right now.
I see it yesterday. I was so wanted it to be Beyond Good and Evil 2. I was so ready. I literally my computer is right here. I got my freaking face up to it. And I'm like, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
John, go to his Twitter page. Go to his Twitter page.
Fine.
John.
Not gonna do it now. I'll do it before the night's over.
The next thing we had was
Randy's excited about this, I think.
I'm a little bit excited about this, mostly just because of how it was handled. The PT, is that what it is? Playable teaser.
Yep.
Which is like a weird horror game sort of thing. I don't know. I watched some people play it on Twitch. But it's like, okay, this is creepy or whatever. And then we get revealed, oh, that's actually a thing for Silent Hills, a new Silent Hill game being made by Kojima and his team or whatever. So it's like, oh, okay. So hopefully they can turn things around, because as I've heard, more recent Silent Hill games have been kind of terrible. So if they're kind of like given an injection shot of like, hey, let's make this actually good into the Silent Hill series, that'd be great. I've seen the live-action movie and I really liked it, and I played a bit of the first game and I was terrified out of my mind. So go for it, man. And those Twitch streams, those are freaky.
They really were. I didn't actually play the game because horror games freak me the fuck out, but I watched. They were nuts. Which, by the way, Raymond says, Last Guardian for Holiday 2023! He's probably right. He's probably right.
And then Andrew Rudder says, if The Last Guardian were to come out, Mecha Hitler wins World War III.
Oh, we're all so hopeful on this show.
It's true.
Does that take care of Sony?
No, it doesn't, because someone else has written here so much Vita hate.
Oh my god. Chris, you want to take this?
This is example 3 on how to not be a dick on the internet. I heard something, they were talking about how they had so many games to show off, and I also heard that they really did not show off that many games, if any at all. I didn't watch the stream myself,
No,
but
they didn't show any Vita games at all. Well, I mean, they
immediately,
did, but it was sort of like, these games are coming, not these games are coming to Vita.
yeah. Almost immediately, people started going to Twitter and they started harassing Shahid Ahmad, who is the
A fucking hero. That's what he is.
He is a damn hero. He is a goddamn hero. He is. I don't know exactly what his job title is, but he's basically the person who goes out and signs third-party studios. He is the guy who's like, hey, if you're making a game, we want it for PlayStation. I need to talk to you. He is that guy. And he is the guy who signed Velocity, their studio Future Labs, so he signed them for Velocity and Velocity 2X. He is the guy who got all these other games like Papers, Please. What are the ones like? I think he also got Thomas Was
everything.
Well,
Starbound is coming to Vita.
I don't know. I think he was asleep or taking a day off that day when they're like, oh, what should we do about Tomb Raider? Ah, it'll be fine. And then Microsoft is like, well, he's got the day off. So.
Well, he's also the guy for Europe. I should mention specifically. He is the guy who he actually works for Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. But he is amazing. He works all the time, and he works really hard, and he's very public about his work. He's always speaking.
He takes his job personally.
He does, and he really does. He has actually worked himself into the hospital on one occasion, and just the amount of promotion that he does, the amount of putting the feet to the pavement. I mean, really, he gets out there and he meets these guys on a face-to-face stage.
So many freaking indie devs.
And
oh my god.
Gets them, he befriends them, and then he gets them in the door. He's like, and then he maintains the relationship, which is of course amazing. But a lot of people were on Twitter telling him he wasn't doing a good job, and in maybe ways that were a lot less nice than that. And it got to the point where even I had to say, I'm like, guys, seriously, lay off Shuhei Yoshida. The problem is the American market is what's frustrated with the Vita. And I can see why it's partially Sony's fault, but it's not Shuhei Yoshida's fault. It's not Shahid Ahmad's fault. It is the marketing department. When the Vita was coming out in America, they stated specifically, this is your home for console quality experiences on the go. This is where you can get an uncompromised AAA experience in your pocket. And that's what they told us here in America. It's not what they told people in Japan. That is not how they marketed the Vita in Japan. And so already the stage is set for a sort of failure when the American developers who are pushing out these AAA titles, like Assassin's Creed 3, Liberation, Borderlands 2, Killzone Mercenary, Uncharted Golden Abyss, titles that gave console quality, console experiences on the Vita did not sell. They didn't sell. The money was not there. Even Borderlands 2 for the Vita, a game everyone was like, oh my god, we want this so bad, barely met its own expectations as to what it could sell. It did not exceed expectations. It basically just kind of dragged its heels and broke even. And so they said that Borderlands 2 is probably the last AAA style game that you're going to see on the Vita, not because Sony isn't willing to push it, but because the developers themselves, the publishers, are not seeing the payoff. So the established user base, the install base for the Vita, are the ones who are dictating the kind of content they see. And Vita owners are happy. John, you're happy, right?
Hell yeah! I mean, I'd be happier if this motherfucking thing worked. But
yeah,
Sony is trying to fix that.
I'm sure Sony's sorry about that too.
Besides that,
the thing that really got me is this is even a story that came out about a year ago or 2 years ago, where they were saying even though the Vita is one of the worst selling, handhelds in a while, worst selling consoles at this point, it has the highest attach rate, which means that people who have a Vita are finding games for it. The games not only exist, but the great games exist. The defining experiences exist. You just have to look. You just have to look for them. And it's very difficult for people who do not own a Vita to see that, because most of them are digital, being released over the PSN marketplace, things like that. But man, the content is there. The Vita is an amazing device. I have more games than I know what to do with for it. I have too many games. I can't even beat all the damn games I have for the Vita. And so the whole illusion, no games on Vita, is a complete odious lie. And the frustration that comes from the outsider looking in about how the Vita is performing is partially based on that misinformation that the games are not coming when the games A are coming, and B, they're already here.
Yeah. And there's a whole lot more on the pipeline. Like,
They're
she got
really
really pissed off when they, and not pissed off in everyone sucks kind of way. He just started listing, game after game after game after games everyone should be paying attention to, like freaking Starbound and stuff like that. Like, games people care about are coming to this thing as if there weren't already games on it already. Like, it's crazy out there for Vita owners. And Chris, you said it better than I ever possibly could. Kudos,
it's raining
sir.
Vita games, man. I'm serious. Like, I'm drowning in Vita games.
Man. Hallelujah, it's raining, man. Anyone?
I'm all for that.
You would be.
To round
that
out,
takes care of so much Vita hate, eh?
right. To round out our video game stuff, we just want to throw out here some things from the comments. Deco says, as far as I'm concerned, Metal Gear is a comedy first and foremost. I'll agree. I just thought that was a funny way of showing off a game. It was like, bring out the main guns, show a cardboard box, goodbye, just leave.
It's true.
He also says, I only want to play Rime of the Ancient Mariner, the first-person shooter. Uh,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
That one may be a little disappointing, I think.
Yeah. Raymond says, "What's the over/under on how long Tomb Raider remains exclusive after launch?" I'm betting 2 weeks. I'm gonna guess it's longer than that. I want to say it's a year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they start pushing out the other ones 6 months later.
That's like less. All Microsoft gets, holiday 2015. As soon as 2016 hits, as soon as January freaking hits, like, boom, it's coming to PlayStation 4.
I'm gonna say like April or May if they're not gonna wait a full year for another holiday season. But yeah, that's my pick.
Raymond also echoes, "This has not been a good week for internet civility." You damn right, sir.
Oh, no.
Deco
So-
says, "The internet civil giggle."
You know what? I'm going to be that civil person on the internet. Come to me for love and hugs.
You
And
said it.
dragons' crowns.
True. John, what else you got here for us?
Hey, speaking of people with love and hugs, the lovely folks at Renegade Kid are making a new game called Zeo Drifter. That coverage is pretty much exclusive to Go Nintendo, as he is releasing dev diaries to Raw Meat Cowboy, he being Jules Watcham from Renegade Kid, and them being Go Nintendo. Each week, I think Sunday night at midnight or Monday night at midnight, one of those 2 days, you can catch exclusive dev diaries for Zeo Drifter. And this week gave us a music track. Oh my god, I'm in love. I'm going to buy that soundtrack day one. I know I say that about all the Renegade Kid soundtracks, but this soundtrack is outsourced and not necessarily done by somebody right at Renegade Kid, and it still sounds good. And I love it. And I just love the game so much. And tears and happiness. Seriously, guys, be excited. I think the game is coming out this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's Metroidvania. It's from the guys who brought us Mutant Mudds and so many other great games. Be excited.
Jules, if you're out looking for a hand job, John's phone number is...
Oh, Lord.
I think he already has John's phone number at this point.
You know what? He does, because he has my old business card. So suck it.
True.
Dude,
What else you got?
Would you be sad if
Pokemon talk.
Oh.
Pokemon talk.
Jared has something to say.
I
wanna
was
hear
gonna
from
say, wouldn't it be sad if like after every convention, Jules just goes home and like burns all those cards?
Jared.
He never
Zach.
would. Jules
Huh?
loves people that love Renegade Kid. Like,
That's how he
that's
keep warm on the
so down
long,
to
long
earth,
nights.
those guys.
He burns the
Met at
cards
Patsy's.
while crying over a thing of Colt County. It's just,
Aw,
I'm
That's
sorry.
too soon, Randy. It's too soon.
Jules, I'm sorry. I love you.
Of the internet.
Oh god!
Is this a joke that you have to go for?
The
For one,
opinions
keep going,
of
Randy.
Thompson do not
Keep
represent the opinions.
That was the best.
For once, I am willing to distance myself from the opinion of another member of this show.
Oh my
I-
god.
I can say with absolute certainty that I hold nothing against Renegade Kid because I've never played anything by them. So,
You are criminally wrong for that, especially knowing me.
It's all right, Randy.
Man, come
Don't miss
on.
out on like nothing.
This was a straight up Julius Caesar moment, and Randy's over here just stabbing John in the back repeatedly.
Everyone who is not Randy Thompson, Heart Renegade Kid, Heart Mutant Mudds, Bomb Monkey, ATV Wild Ride 3D, Moon Chronicles, so many different types of games.
Mutant
Love
Mudds.
them. Love
Maybe.
them. Mega Evolutions galore for Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
I don't
Mega
know,
Salamence, god damn it. Mega Salamence. Chris, did you see any of these? Do you have any opinions?
I think Mega Salamence looks awesome. I could totally use Mega Salamence to like play catch with my dog. And just throw it like a frisbee. I think that would be amazing.
You're
He
absolutely
would be
right.
the best. How would you use fly? Like, could you imagine Mega Salamence? You're like, okay, now it's time to fly to, to
I'll start
Lavender
doing the
Town.
damn funky chicken trying to imitate Mega Salamence.
You just hold on. You just get in the center and hold on as it like spins and it like, barking all over the place.
Oh Lord.
I think Nintendo is going about this whole Mega Evolutions all wrong. They should be focusing on the first 150 first. Do all of them for Mega Evolutions.
Oh, Randy. I've
They'll
never
get
wanted to
every
hit you more
single
in my entire
goddamn
life.
one of them.
I'm just kidding on
I'm on
Chris's
Randy's side
side.
again. Like, why are you focusing on Pokemon that nobody knows about when you could just do the first 150 that everyone cares about?
Who's hosting this call? Can we mute people? John, please tell me you're hosting.
Sorry, it's all me.
Call.
I'm in control.
No.
Hey,
Chris,
Randy.
you've been muted.
Oh well. Randy, why don't you tell us what you're excited about so we can shit all over it? For
Good.
real. For real.
Well, good thing I already prefaced it in the outline saying, suck it, I'm excited. Dragon Ball Xenoverse looks to have a full-featured and interesting character creator. So you can create things that aren't just Saiyans. You can create Namekians, you can create Majins, like Majin Buu. You can create female characters, which is awesome, because the only other game that had a character creator on a console was Ultimate Tenkaichi, and all you could do was pick between 3 different sizes of male Saiyans. It was stupid. It's like, okay, great, and then have like 3 hairstyle choices. Like, this is in-depth. So
That's
you
what
can
Jules
be
Watcham needs to succeed in the eyes of Randy. He needs hairstyle choices.
Broly Jr.
yeah, you could be Broly Jr. So it's really cool that they're allowing that.
Other Lost Saiyan.
Yeah, of course. Well, you can be a Saiyan sort of thing. They're just calling it Earthlings because it seems like this is borrowing heavily from Dragon Ball Online, which is an MMO over in Korea, of course, and nobody else got it because people suck. And so do MMOs. It's just dumb. But basically, it takes place 1,000 years in the future, and Saiyan DNA has kind of gone through everybody at this point. So
What, did someone die in, like, the river? And, like, they just started...
yeah, Prometheus. He. Well, hey, you know, the world's
Oh
only
my
so big,
god!
and that's just how it works. And then plus, there's gonna
Fun
be like,
fact, everyone's actually a Saiyan on Earth, and they had no fucking clue.
they just get angry and their hair changes color. They're like, "Whoa, that's weird."
JK. Flip that one around, guys.
And so then there's
Oh my god!
actually be a cool new story mode where you play as your own character, playing like going through travel through time to go and help in previous battles and things. So it's kind of like, oh, it's retcon the game, where it's like, oh, Goku couldn't beat Vegeta. Go, Broly Jr. 75,000, because you have to add numbers to things, and save Goku in that fight. So that'll be cool. And they're borrowing a whole bunch of stuff from Dragon Ball Online. There's Time Patrol Trunks. There's
Okay,
it's true.
can you use the time control to speed through the 15
I thought you
hours
said
of
time
dialogue
control.
before a fight?
No, it is Time Patrol. See, in the future, Trunks, who did travel through time, becomes a time patrolman to make sure that
does?
yeah,
He
the time
becomes
machine.
a Time Lord, and he
That's
uses the sonic
insane.
screwdriver to take apart his freezer and put
Oh
it
my
back
God.
together as a cooler.
Oh, Chris, I love you. Will you marry me? Can we get married in Texas? I hope
My
so.
wife may have something to say about that. I
Well,
may protest. She'll get over it, but
Tears, motherfucker!
he doesn't love Sailor Moon like
Fuck
I
you,
do.
Chris!
Um,
Holy fuck!
So yeah, that's something my little nerd life is excited about, and I'm gonna turn things over to Jared, who has a bunch of stuff that he wants to say about things that happened.
I'm gonna basically read off a bunch of tabs that I just opened up. So thanks, Anime News Network. First one. Some of these have to do with Otakon, and most of them don't. First one is that apparently Kill La Kill has an episode 25. Never knew about this. It's going to be on the Blu-ray release coming up soon. It's an episode that like never aired. All right. Next thing. Skip that one. Skip that. Wit Studio, who has been basically the biggest thing that they've done recently was they helped with the adaptation of Attack on Titan um, into anime form. Wit Studio is making their first original TV anime without like adapting anything. So that's cool. So we get to see more from that studio. So yeah. Next thing, Vertical, the like the manga and book company and stuff. They've licensed the Art of Makoto Shinkai book, which is really cool. Because if you really like Makoto Shinkai films, and if you like feels, basically this book's going to be in English now, and that's really good. It's only going to be $35, which is cool. Yeah, so that's coming out. I don't know, doesn't say someday, but that's good because I've been waiting for that book for a long time. And it's going to be great for a lot of Shinkai fans. Buzzy, so Otakon, Funimation, right?
Mhm.
Funimation licenses shows that were, I think, already licensed in the past. Haruhi Suzumiya
Hmm.
got a license rescue, I believe. Wow, Lucky Star, which I've never seen, but I know it.
No! Now my set that I don't care about, it will be worth nothing.
Yeah, sell it now. No. Let's see. The Steins Gate films. That's like a really popular show.
Oh,
Yeah, nothing really big, but they're going to be finally. They announced they're going to be releasing their Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray in
Oh
December.
my god! Finally.
Finally.
I will clap for that news.
There's
I don't
Randy.
clap for many anime news, but I'll clap for that news.
See, I'm not sure what to think because I don't know. Apparently, they're going to be releasing an edition that has some kind of extra cool thing that comes with it, which, I mean, who knows what that means. I'm wondering how much better it's going to look. You know,
Mhm.
I'm sure it'll look a little better. I don't know
Yeah.
what release they have.
I believe it's the same masters from Japan's Blu-ray release. At least I would think, considering the work is already done. Might as well just license those and do those. So you can actually look up and see what those look like. They've got there's screenshots and stuff up, so you can see how gorgeous.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, as long as Spike's hair is still green, I'm good.
They've gone back and they've changed all of the guns to walkie-talkies. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
Oh my
You
god.
guys are in rare
The
form
Bebop
today.
Um,
Jesus Christ,
the
I'm
mall
not the only
cops.
goofy one.
Let's see. Got a few more here. Speaking of Makoto Shinkai, he hasn't been making he hasn't been making movies recently, I guess. He's been making advertisements, but like his ads are like amazing. They're they're just like between 30 seconds to a minute or two, and it just makes you feel like you love that that you're alive and that like life is great. And then it's like an advertisement at the end. They never knew. It's like a short film, and it's just great. So he released another one of those, and so that's great. Good for him.
Don't like the Levitra commercials in North America.
What I did was shot.
I'm not sure if
Knows
those,
what- Thank you, Chris. Thank you for knowing what that is.
Yes, I rescued you from a horrible fate there if you were the only person who would
I
understand.
know.
For the rest
And-
of you out there is a thing called erectile dysfunction.
He's gonna go into detail. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that. No, this is completely different. I'm so sorry. It's a cute joke, but what I mean is like there was an advertisement about like learning English, like in these special English courses, and it had something to do with like I'm gonna try to make this up. Something about a girl, and like she wanted to learn English, or it was like a boy or a family. All I know is that like the whole thing was about their lives and how it was connected, and like at the very end, it's like go to this school and learn English, or maybe it was learn Japanese. I don't know what they were talking about. I just know that it was awesome. Like Japan's been on this spree lately where it's like they'll get these long animated films. There was one, the most like a big one recently was like celebrating the Tokyo train station, and it was all about some girl whose father used to work there, and then her dad died, and it was all sad. And then she got his watch fixed, and it's like all this stuff. And then it was all of a sudden it was like an ad for the some anniversary. We're like, woohoo! Yeah, and the last thing I have for news is that some dude, um, there's some guy on like his LinkedIn profile or something. He updated it recently. Oh, his name is Jeffrey Wexler. He said that he's the English language dub and subtitle producer for new Studio Ghibli works that haven't been announced for like English anything. So when Marnie was there and the new series Ronia, the Robber's Daughter, and so those have apparently been announced for English adaptations, which is not official, but he made a boo-boo and posted it on the internet, so it's official now, right?
Oopsies.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Just that's my anime
On
news.
the internet.
Anime news spotlight. Anime news spotlight, guys.
All right, Randy. Do we have any community tidbits over there from
We
the
do.
Q&A?
We do. We have a couple here. Of course, from our good friend Andrew Rutter talking about when we were doing Pokemon. It says, kids these days with their Wi-Fi and weirdly named Pokemon. It's true. I'll be old man about it. That's totally fine.
Yeah, man. Wi-Fi.
Lucas Mathis says, Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray. Now I can die happy. Wait, never mind. I need to watch the next season of Attack on Titan. Yeah, me too.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, man, that's gonna be great. What is that
We'll all
next
die
year?
happy one day.
Whenever
2015 summer.
I know that in
That was
the
a
interview
rumor.
they said, yeah, they're working on it. I mean, obviously. I mean, his runaway hit, they just got to wait for more source material. Deco says, back in my day, we dialed into BBSs and for only half an hour, and we liked it. And he brandishes his cane because he too is an old man. I'm not sure if these people are being serious or they're poking fun at me for being Gen 1 kind of thing. But
Yo, okay, Randy, I am older than you. I played the original Pokemon as
boy.
it came out,
Yes,
and
Grandpa.
somehow I'm not the dude who's come out in the past. I'm
Uh-huh.
not the dude
Calling
who's like,
Chris
"Oh,
a grandfather when I have a fucking copy of Pokemon Yellow like in this drawer.
That's just because you're John.
It
Look.
is because I'm John, damn it.
Look,
Respect me.
I'm completely
Wow.
Gen 1 as well. Like, whatever.
White hot opinions. Okay, so we're gonna move on to things we've been doing. We all good, peeps?
I suppose. Is Holly trying to get into the frame here and disrespect me?
Oh my god! She's made a noise of death!
I love you.
I love you too.
Don't creep away. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so we're
I'm
gonna
stopping her from giving me bunny ears like she did last week. Stopped it.
we'll do what we've been doing. Kind of one of the only games that I've really been playing is Rechain of Memories again some more, playing through as Riku, which is I forgot how different he played from
Yes.
Sora. I remembered the dark mode, and I'm like, I don't remember what that does. It's like, oh yeah, it gives you a whole new slights, and you have the whole like duel thing set up where if you play a card that's the same value as the enemy, then you have to go in and like start throwing cards basically at them until you can match or beat 5 of them in a row, and then you just do a super combo thing, which is great. And then plus the game goes by really fast. Worlds you can zip through because you only get to go to 1 door versus 3 to move through the whole thing. So it's been fun. It's kind of just my journey of more Kingdom Hearts crap because I can't wait for 2.5, which then they had new screenshots of Birth by Sleep the other day.
It's true.
Oh my god, I'm dying to play Birth by Sleep again. And it's,
December 2nd, motherfuckers.
I've
That's
been
my birthday. That's around my birthday.
I've been tempted to like dig out my
My
PS2.
birthday's on the 9th, you know that.
That's right. Just because I want to play Birth by Sleep again, because that game was so damn good. Oh my
What
god.
if they came out like with a new game called Birth by Doctor? Birth by Randy.
Birth by
Oh.
water.
Well,
New novel. A novel that looks back at Randy Thompson's life.
Jared,
Birth
can you
by
write that?
certified midwife.
What?
Birth
I
by
didn't-
certified midwife.
You know what I would do? I'd just be like, get over it, biatch. And I'd be like, yo, Randy, what is this, baby? Let's make a game.
Oh, jeez.
Sailor Baylor over there is fucking having a blast.
That dog is like looking the other way. And like she's like ashamed of being on this show right now.
Oh my god.
I would be too.
So, Square Enix announced that they were going to be redoing, well, putting out a newer version of Sleeping Dogs for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. I picked
Got a
up.
sleeping dog right here.
It's true. That's why it worked perfectly. Even more higher def than the PS4 and Xbox One versions of Sleeping Dogs. So I picked up the original Sleeping Dogs on Steam Summer Sale about a month or so back. So I'm like, I'm actually gonna give that a go and see how that looks. I only played like 5 minutes of it and got into one fight. It's pretty cool. I mean, it looks really good, so that's cool and all that. So it'll look even prettier down the road, I suppose. But yeah, combat was kind of fun. It's kind of very Batman Arkham sort of thing to it, but it's all good, that was an awesome part of that game. So I'm probably going to be playing Sleeping Dogs sometime once I get done playing Kingdom Hearts, and then maybe going back and doing Mass Effect 3
and playing Xenogears. I have to do that for Charlotte.
That's right. Yeah, Xenogears. Good God, I need to get back to that. It's been so long. Oh, Jesus. So
Randy has a lot of games to play.
I've recently found out that I thought I only had 1 week of paid vacation for the year. Turns out that I've worked there long enough where I now get 2. So I have a whole second week that I have to find to use up, and I haven't used any, and it's August. So, and all of my time is like planned for holiday time. So I'm like, maybe I do just take a week off and play video games, just catch up on backlog stuff.
It's so good.
Yeah, so I might do that, and that would not be a bad choice.
Be the best episode of Backwards Compatible ever when that happens.
True. So I might have to do that, and then my list would be super huge.
Mine every week.
But it's just so weird. Like, if I were to give away, it'd be like, just assign, this is the week that I'm gone. I'd be like, oh man, then if I use up that week, then I don't have that week in case I need it. But there's not really like an emergency vacation that you really have to take.
Right.
So I don't know. I've gone this long without it. I suppose I should use it. So that could be something. Other than that, I've mostly been doing animes and stuff. Jared, did you watch Free today?
No. I worked all day. Long shifts, man, preparing.
Jared's outline right now says nothing.
Over time, I've slowly added some things to it, but that's it.
So the very first thing on that list is nothing.
Oh my god, yeah.
I watched Free. That episode was good this week. So
I watched last week's.
The preview for next week's episode was hilarious, just for the narration.
Oh.
So, Jared, you're in.
You know what I've been liking about anime recently is some shows take the liberty to have like really comical previews where they just go off, like the voice actors just talk gibberish, or it's like kind of perverted, or they're just being stupid, and that's always really funny to me.
Huh. So yeah, then you will love the preview for the next episode. It's the highlight. Not that the other part of the episode is bad. It's just a preview is.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna watch the episode now. I'm just gonna watch the preview.
There you go. Perfect. But other shows
that are
worth watching include Aldnoah.0.
Which you guys have ranted about every show so far.
True. I thought the new episodes started on Tuesdays, but it's like Saturday or Sunday. So
Saturdays.
Yeah, so Sunday I was like, whoa, all right, cool. So I'm gonna watch this. That way my Wednesdays aren't super packed. Did you watch the newest one, Jared?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I had to think. Actually, what I really, really liked about the newest episode is it finally.
Don't spoil it for people, man.
Oh my god. Stop with the spoiler warnings, peeps. Guys, hashtag spoilers.
I'll kill you.
Listen.
I will.
The reason why I paused for a second wasn't because I was considering about spoilers, it's because literally that's what the show did. It did it took a deep breath, it sighed, and it was like, let's focus on some characters. Like, let's just slow down for a quick second, and let's focus on characters. Then shit got real at the end. But they were like, let's just take over half an episode and have the characters talk, and because it's just high pacing of crazy after crazy after crazy, and then all of a sudden they're like, yo, let's just step back.
Which you need sometimes. You need to take a breather.
That show needed it, and I am so glad for this show because every week I'm so happy. I am fingers crossed that this keeps just on the track, because if it does, it's going to be one of my favorite shows I've ever seen.
I'm also trying to catch up on some older stuff, and by older I mean like maybe a couple of seasons back. I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time, but I started watching Chunibyo. I'm
Oh.
like 5 episodes in. I think Jared, you said you watched it, right?
What?
No?
What are we
Or-
talking about? I feel like this is familiar, but I never saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a really good show. It's on Crunchyroll. It's about basically a mental illness where people that are entering high school kind of like have really vivid imaginations and they think that things are real. So it's about this one guy who got over it, and he used to think he was the Dark Flame Master, and he was able to fight bad guys and things. So he's really ashamed of what he had done, and he's just like, okay, I'm going to an entirely
that-
new high school.
Is that something
yeah.
in like Other Delusions? Is that what it's called?
Yet love Chunibyo and Other Delusions.
Nice. I've heard of this. Yeah. but-
Yeah.
yeah.
So the premise is, he's of course embarrassed by that, and he goes to a new high school where nobody will remember that him as the Dark Flame Master. But he meets this other girl who's very much involved in her delusions, where she is trying to fight this evil shadow organization while using her special magical girl powers to fight them. And it's great because they'll actually animate out like her delusions and things, and they're like really well done fights, like between her and her sister, who's part of the shadow organization, even though not really.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious and adorable. I highly recommend watching it. There's actually
One
season
more
2
time,
going
the
on right
title.
now. Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions.
There we go.
So
Oh, man.
check that out. Another show, which is really cool, this was announced at Otakon, was that Crunchyroll now has Cardcaptor Sakura in both sub
That's what I
and
forgot in
international
the
dub.
news.
You like verbatim your status on Facebook.
My status on
Messages to your sister too. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah. Okay, so here was my status post on Facebook last night because it was announced that it was going to be on Crunchyroll on Friday, and then yesterday it was actually available. I said, if you have Crunchyroll, you should be watching this. There's an uncut dub available, but the sub version is a lot more enjoyable. I heart this show so damn much. I apologize to those who didn't know that I was a 10-year-old Japanese girl from the 90s.
Oh, I
And
remember
Jared,
that.
what did you say in response? Go ahead. Say it or I'll say it for you.
I said that if you were a 10-year-old Japanese girl in the 90s, then you'd be pretty hot right now.
God damn it, Jared.
But I didn't want to post it on Facebook because it was public, but now it's on this thing.
Now it's on the internet.
Don't worry. Don't worry. That won't be the last embarrassing thing on this here fucking show.
Oh, so I'm 3 episodes in. I've seen the first story arc a bunch of times, but it's super great, and it looks really good because
I have
they
a
are
question.
using the. Oh yeah, go for it.
Why? I've only seen. I know I've seen a handful of episodes of like the really edited dub,
Card captors.
and that's all I've seen. Okay. Why? What? The unedited dub, is it the same voice actors, and why is the Japanese one better? Is it just like more cool, like better?
See,
Randy's always preferred sub versus
it's
dub.
true. Yeah,
Listen, I want to know.
that's fine. I can get into it.
Get into it, bro.
It's not the same voice actors as the edited dub before. This is actually an international dub that wasn't done by any U.S.
That's
studio.
interesting. Yeah,
So
I
it's-
didn't know that.
It's all voices you've never heard before, most likely. I mean, unless you're a hardcore international dub listener.
That's what I prefer, obviously.
Don't commit a fallacy, Randy.
Right. I'm just saying they're rare. So I gave a listen to it the other night, and it's been since I was 12 that I heard the old voice actors. But this one was just kind of interesting. One of the characters, who's the main character's best friend, who's also 10 years old, sounds like a 30-year-old woman. It's really weird. Only one of the characters, and I was like, wow, that is like a really good English adaptation of Megumi Ogata, who played Shinji in Evangelion. Her voice actress is back to play another character in this show. And I also have to say the subtitles for the Japanese version are great because there's one character, Kiro, who is a tiny little lion plush toy thingy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very much from Osaka, and the subtitles are really good at like conveying that he speaks differently than everybody else, and it makes me giggle because Kiro has always been hilarious to me. So
Okay.
Hero Blaster, guys.
Yeah, it sounds like when you said international dub stars and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, okay, Japanese might be better. You know what? Honestly, the acquisition, the fact that they got that,
Yeah.
and Sailor Moon, it's like, what is next? Attack on Titan season 2? Like,
right,
this
there's
is
nothing else.
this is ridiculous that this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before in a previous show, but ever since they, NIS America got Cardcaptor Sakura and Viz got Sailor Moon, like, all of the time, whenever there was going to be an anime convention like Otakon or whatever, and people are like, oh, they're going to announce new acquisitions and stuff, what's it going to be? Every single time, I'm like, please just somebody give me Sailor Moon or Cardcaptor Sakura. Yes, I'm a 90s girl from Japan, but that's all I wanted. But now that they're here, it's kind of like, now I can look forward to other things, and I won't be bummed when nobody announces it. So it's like, yay, I've moved on.
Randy looks toward the future.
It's true. I can finally look towards the future now that I have my Magical Girls series is from the 90s.
Are you still gonna get that set?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be getting
Randy's been saving up for that set since like freaking forever.
Yeah, well, I
Since he was
saved up
4
for
years
it,
old.
and then I needed to give the money elsewhere. So soon I will get paid back, and then I will be able to get it. But
Ah, yeah.
yeah, I will be getting that probably within the next month or so, hopefully. So that's kind of all I had.
Chris,
And
it's
turn it
your
over to
turn.
Chris.
Wow, you guys are in for a treat because my list is like 10 minutes.
Oh boy.
Dude, wait till you get to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like y'all two, I'm ready for it. Bring it to me.
Let's see. I played more Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 on the Vita, and I still really can't talk about it, but I guess just to sort of, I guess this is not too much of a surprise to people who played the original, that it's pretty funny because of all the references to video game stuff. Like you have one of the countries is called Leanbox, which is supposed to be kind of like Xbox, and there's Halo Mountain is an area. There's like a little dungeon area in there. So is MS something. So it's supposed to be like Microsoft. I think it's funny. It just makes me laugh. So I'm enjoying the game. More Velocity 2X. Still can't really talk about that except for that I love it and you guys need to buy it when it comes out next month.
Can't wait for you to talk about that damn game because
September
I want
9th,
to hear
guys.
more.
September 9th. I can talk in an official capacity about it September 2nd. But
All
September
right,
9th is when
I'll
it
look
comes
forward
out.
to that date because I'm gonna be probing your brain because that was one of the things Shahid said when everybody was like poo-pooing on the Vita. He mentioned Velocity 2X and he's like, that's gonna be the game to own on Vita. The last thing motherfucker said that about was Tearaway. So you know what?
Yeah.
I'm on board. I hope my Vita is freaking fixed by then. By the way, people, yeah, my Vita's broken. I'm really heartbroken about it because I was like literally just sitting down to play Persona 4 Golden, and I freaking hit the power button on my damn system and black screen. Not cool, bros. Not cool.
No. Mm-mm.
Not cool indeed. Many a tear has been shed over your loss. By me, you know.
Is that it, Chris?
No, I got one more. I have Akiba's Trip on Vita that I picked up just this last Tuesday, and I'm supposed to be playing these other games for review, but I did break this one open out of the plastic, and I played it just for a couple hours, just so that I would have something to actually talk about. So I can't talk about anything else. Akiba's Trip is really funny, man, and you know what? If anybody here would really enjoy it, I think it would probably be Jared, only because I got someone's attention. The whole game takes place in Akihabara,
Akihaba, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. And the whole
You're
game
in Japan.
has been,
It was Akihabara.
oh, there you go. It takes place there, and the whole city has been reproduced digitally in the game, and they actually have screenshots side by side with actual photographs,
Mm.
and they are like 95% completely accurate. Some things have been changed, like instead of there's one that has it's like a Dell store, but instead it's called a Deal store, Deel, and it's just I guess to avoid copyright, but
Right. Like the
um,
Simpsons School of Copyright Avoidance.
yeah. And so they have gotten as close as they possibly could without breaking laws. But the buildings are all the buildings. They look exactly the same. I mean, it's crazy to see side by side how accurate this game is. And so in that aspect, it's actually pretty exciting. It's something like LA Noir for like, what was it, like 1950s LA. It has that same sort of vibe going on. So very Japanese, very you can sort of absorb some of the culture just through playing the game because you're able to kind of see what it looks on a day-to-day basis. And they even went so far as to put flyers in the game. Like there's people who are standing on the street corners and they're handing out flyers. And if you stop and you talk to these NPCs, the flyers they hand you are actual flyers from real stores in this town, and you can just view them, and it serve absolutely no purpose. It's just
That's really interesting.
pure, yeah. It's just detail. That's all it is.
Cool beans. Like, I'll
Oh
definitely
yeah, the
look
game is
into it.
about.
I just freaking can't use my Vita right now. But when it
Well,
happens,
it's on PS3 also.
it is.
But yeah, the game is, I guess, for anyone who hasn't heard of it, the game actually is about becoming a kind of vampire and stripping the clothes off of other vampires so that way the sun destroys them.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now.
Yes.
I was gonna say there was something about this that I was forgetting.
that
Oh,
would,
yeah.
that would be a thing. Like Chris
Actually,
just
what?
sings praises about the game and then just, oh, by the way.
Oh yeah. By the way, it's
Stripping
also about
vampires.
declothing people. It's
Yeah.
You know what? I want to give a real quick major props to the guys at Exceed Games. When this game came out in Japan, it has what they call strip portraits, and if you are particularly great at defeating a boss, you can strip them. And when you strip them completely, you get a cell phone wallpaper in the game. But in the Japanese release, only female strip portraits were available. And Exceed Games was like, hey, we want to see junk too. And they commissioned the original artists to draw
Holy
2D
shit.
images for the male characters in the game also and add them as strip portraits also. So the game is 100% complete, equal opportunity. You know, if you want a picture of a dude with, with just his boxers on and his clothes exploding, you can have that as your cell phone wallpaper now.
You know what? Here's to Exceed Games.
Exceed Games. Yeah, and it's got both audio tracks. It's got the Japanese and the English audio tracks. They added that little tidbit. It's just all around. Like, they do a really great job with their localizations, and they really they don't half-ass anything. As I'm sure anybody who was paying attention to the Trails in the Sky localization, the
Oh
amount
my
of work
God.
that they did for
Amen.
that Steam release, holy shit. It was insane.
Can
So-
Chris? I don't want to derail you too much, but I just want to ask because I think if I remember correctly, my memory could be totally off because I remember seeing this on Twitter. What is the deal with Exceed and Gaijin Works or Vic Ireland? Do you know anything about what the hell's going on there? Because I know like there has been like some tweets or something about Gaijin Works / Vic Ireland being some sort of jerk about Exceed.
No, I have no idea what
No,
you're talking
wasn't you? Okay, cool. Well, there is something about like him running the Gaijin Works Twitter and then like tweeting at Xseed about throwing down or something that says anytime, anywhere, and I'm like, dude, come on, you brought me Lunar, could you not be a dick? And Xseed brought me Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Could you not be a dick, you guys, and just get along? So I have no idea.
Why can't we be friends?
Right.
Why
So
can't we be friends?
I apologize for derailing, but
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping somebody would have information because I'm like, what the hell is even going on?
I ain't even touching that. Like, I would have information if I went down that rabbit hole because I have seen it. but just the way that you're speaking is the same way that I feel. Like, it's just, I just look at that, say, "Don't be a dick on the internet," and I walk away.
Yeah, come on, Vic, you're better than this.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems totally weird too because Exceed. I mean, they even have a really great relationship right now with Natsume, even though the whole Harvest Moon situation right,
Yeah.
between the two of them, they're totally cool. Like they're totally cool. Natsume actually sent over some of those Harvest Moon, the Lost Valley plushies to Exceed, and they were like, "Oh, hey, check it out! They sent us this. This is cool." So they're totally on good terms, even though they're sort of it's odd. They have a very strangely competing market share over that Harvest Moon franchise, but yeah,
I'll reiterate, why can't we be friends / don't be a dick on the internet?
Mhm.
yes, exactly. We need like a remix or something. Weird Al needs to get on this.
You would say that.
Anyways,
Jared,
that's
you
pretty
ready
much
for
it
your
for me.
moment?
Dude, I love the word moment because that's something. That's the name of a song in Marmalade Boy, and that's like a huge, huge inside joke. Moment. That's a do 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 do. Ah da 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 da.
It's not a show unless we have Garrett.
Boom, boom, boom. So this is like an anime from the 90s that had the best music, and going along with that tune is like this like Japanese girl singing, and the name of the song is, I believe that's the song's called Moment. But yeah,
Jared,
Moment
are
would
you
play
like
whenever there was a
me?
moment.
Are you like
What?
me? Are you a 10-year-old Japanese girl from the 90s?
And are you hot?
Well, no. Look at this.
Obviously he is.
Ladies and
I am-
gentlemen, Chris
I am
Garcia.
super fab. I am a Japanese girl from the 90s.
Oh my god, we're besties now.
Dude, like how kawaii are you?
I am
Fuck all y'all right now.
So
No.
kawaii. Kawaii.
Cho Kawaii.
Kawaii des.
Fucking Christ.
All right, wait, is it my turn?
It
It
is
is.
totally your turn.
That was
Fuck.
the whole moment joke.
Give me a second. I gotta type in one more thing. Gotta
Oh
type in.
God, just say it.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Oh, okay. So I didn't have that much of an exciting week. I basically spent most of my life, and it's not going to change anytime soon. Unfortunately, I've been working a lot of hours at work, like increased hours. This weekend we have a tax-free weekend in Massachusetts, which means like everyone just stops shopping, and they just come in all at once on Saturday and maybe Sunday. So like my
Sounds
hours
so
have gone up.
weird. Is that a normal thing other places?
Every state
Really, I
handles
love you.
every state handles tax differently. You know, like one state that borders us, the well-known New Hampshire. Basically, the well-known New Hampshire has no tax on their stuff, but in Massachusetts we do, and like people freak out. So, anyways, my hours gone up. I haven't had as much time to do anything, but I've been watching while I've been writing. So that's the other thing. I've been writing more and stuff, sort of.
Mhm.
I watch, or I have in the background, my friend James, or Cadwar0, on Twitch has been streaming his Xenoblade progress.
That's right.
So I just keep watching that. So, like, if I wanted to play games, I just watch him play Xenoblade, and he was streaming tonight, too. He just got to the part where we learn more about, like, what happens with Gato, and near the beginning, before Colony 6 or something. And it was kind of cool.
That game is so good, you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Chris, play that damn game.
It's an okay game.
I need to finish that game. I really do.
You do.
Like, it's pretty
I will.
cool, like, seeing it again. Anyways, that's what I've been up to, so it's been kind of, like, restricting on time, because I try to catch up with, like, the simulcast anime, and then, I fail. So, let's see here. I did, one of my best friends had a birthday the other day, and
Say it, happy birthday, best friend. Like, say it on the airwaves. Be a good person.
it's already over.
I know, but this is your fucking friend, man.
No, he doesn't
Fine.
deserve it. Happy birthday, Evan. You're so great. Bahuni on a stick. We went to this movie theater, alright? We watched a Guardians movie.
Ah.
We saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guys, I can't watch Guardians of the
Yes.
Galaxy until Johnny's girlfriend comes back to town, which I think that is Saturday, so I still have to remain spoiler-free, unfortunately. Next week's
Not
show,
like there's much to
maybe.
spoil. Ready? I went into this movie knowing nothing, and I feel like I've left knowing nothing. No. It's like I am not like as into it as I like everyone I know is like really in love with this movie. This dude came into work tonight looking to buy like the soundtrack and we had it and he was really happy. I definitely liked the movie, but like people have been asking me, what did you think? And I'm like, it was really good. And I say that because I don't want people to hate me. Like it's been I did like it, but I don't
Randy's.
I thought it was funny. Like I laughed a lot. All right.
Mhm.
I think the main character guy was kind of hot. And so was the green
Yeah.
girl.
Really is.
Green girl was kind of hot too. The action at times was good, but I think the writing was decent, and I can't say if I like it as an adaptation of comic books because not really a big comic book dude, so it's hard for me to compare things. But I will say that I think it was good, but I'm not sure where everyone was coming from, or like all the extreme hype. Like this movie, the hype didn't ruin it for me. It's just like I don't know what it was supposed to. I don't know, but I think it was funny, and it was like a fun time. And I had to pee really bad during the movie, so I left at a really good point because it was a great point to leave and pee. And my coworkers kind of want to see it again. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see it with them, but like I wonder if I should. I saw it in 3 Dazzle, so that was pretty cool. I don't. I have like a hard time even knowing what to say about it because I don't know even what to say. Like I'm not. After seeing it, I can't follow the meme that like I am Groot because I'm not sure if I was supposed to think that was cute or not. I think the raccoon dude was kind of fun. I definitely liked the fact I can't spoil it, so never mind, John. But I like that it wasn't as conventional romance as like some other films are. That was good, and I do like the fact that there's going to be more. I like the way that everything was handled. So definitely like a fun ride overall. But I'm just not like I didn't leave the theater going like Yahoo! This is the best motherfucking thing ever! And I haven't felt that way in a long ass time with any movie. So maybe I'm just not living life to the fullest. I don't know. I've been getting like a lot more excited over like anime recently. Like I'll know .0 ends and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm clapping and like I'm dying. But then like
Jared, we have a listener question. Is that Xenoblade stream on a set schedule or just whenever he has time?
There is a schedule, but I'm not sure if that Google Calendar is public. You know what? You can follow him on Twitter. That should be at Cadwar0, CADWR0. He sometimes posts. I'll get back to you guys on that. Maybe I'll post a link. On the Backwards Compatible Facebook, I will post a link to his Twitch. And that basically allows you to watch his stuff. And he's archiving all of his playthrough.
Good.
So, anyways,
very good. So if Chris doesn't play through the game, he can at
know.
least watch it.
What am I not getting out of the Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, what am I not getting? Or what am I not experiencing?
As a movie, because I don't really read comics too much. But Chris, on the other hand, is our resident comic book guy, so I would have to pass it on to him so that he could give his insight.
Is that my cue?
That's your cue, Chris.
Let's see. Wow, there's the Guardians of the Galaxy, like, I'm not really sure how in depth you want me to really get on this.
Surface level, dude.
Surface level. Guardians of the Galaxy, one of the things I think makes the comic and thus the movie so successful, because the comic is not one that runs all the time. Like, there's always an Avengers comic, there's always an X-Men comic, there's always a Spider-Man comic, sometimes multiple of each. I mean, you can have Uncanny X-Men, you can have, all these other ones, but when it comes down to Guardians of the Galaxy, it doesn't run all the time. It's very few and far between. But what always defines the run is that it's always a sort of hodgepodge, kind of a group of characters that don't seem to really fit together. They aren't characters that have anything that similarly binds them. They're not all superhumans, they're not all mutants, they're not all... most of them, Star-Lord does not have powers. Star-Lord is just a dude with a gun and a fancy mask. But the thing that is sort of very common amongst all the characters, including the numerous roster, there's a ton of people who are Guardians of the Galaxy, is that they're all kind of misfits, sort of outlaw kind of characters. Some of them even get drafted into this quote-unquote Guardians of the Galaxy because of a suicide mission that takes place, and they throw a bunch of criminals together and say, hey, you need to do this to save the galaxy, go ahead. And the movie does a really good job of capturing that, while also doing a really good job bringing to life some of the more recent and synonymous characters with Guardians of the Galaxy: Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon. And I think what resonates with a lot of people is the fact that it is a movie about the people who don't fit anywhere else. You have Rocket Raccoon, and I won't speak very specifically, but obviously, Jared, you got sort of a hint toward his backstory.
Yeah.
In there,
Mhm.
and that makes him, even though he is a raccoon, a raccoon that talks and walks upright and shoots very large guns, he seems almost human. He's got a human quality to him, something that's relatable. Groot
I think you hit
himself.
the nail on the head with the it's about misfits. That's why so many people like it so much, because
Yeah.
everyone relates to it. Like,
Yes.
find something that you can relate to go back to the beginning of this show, and we talked about the death of Robin Williams and the universal outpouring of both love and grief. Like, that's why things are so important and so hypeable. Like, give me something I can relate to? Hell yeah.
Exactly, and I really think that's what makes both the comic and the movie so special, because that is the singular theme that has been constant throughout the comic, and it's also the theme that has been taken and portrayed with so much care in the movie. And I think that's why you see people really associate themselves with it.
That's a really well way to put it. Jared, do you feel
Chris
any
has
better?
been
No.
on fire tonight.
I don't
There's no video either.
Maybe you ought to see it a second time, Jared. Maybe you'll get it the second time around. Who knows?
No, I got it the first time around. I just wasn't as satisfied as I was hoping to be.
Maybe you don't feel like a misfit. Maybe you're too normal. Maybe you should do the funky chicken dance at the end of this show.
I feel like the movie was good, but everyone was just like, this is the first movie in a long time, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, man, I don't know anything about this movie. I'm going to go into it was so blind. And I was like, what the it was good. I liked it. I don't know if it's good enough to go see it in theaters again. Good. I really don't know how to form my thoughts. I basically saw the movie, I left, and I think it's probably worth seeing it again. But the same thing happened to me when I watched the Avengers movie. I didn't know anything about the Avengers going into it. I saw a good number of the films leading into it.
Loved
And
the Avengers movie when it
I
first
see
came
the
out.
Avengers movie,
about
and
that.
to me it was like a big action movie, and I thought the special effects were cool, but I think it's because I had no connection to any of the characters that it was just kind of it's just really hard to want to, I don't know, have that connection. Anyways, Anyways, I've also been watching Space Dandy, and I wanted to say this. That at first, the Space Dandy Season 2 wasn't so hot, but the last couple of episodes have been really good and really original, so I wanted to hype that for a second and just say that the recent episodes of Space Dandy have been good.
Good.
And also, there is something I want to bring up is that there's this dude out there. I think he's 22 years old or something. His name is Porter Robinson, and he released an album on like iTunes and Google Play and stuff like that called Worlds. And this guy is this dude who likes anime, and he likes MMOs and RPGs. And in an interview, he stated that he wanted to like make music that gave you the feels of like when you play these games and you watch anime and like the scenery and the vistas and this and that. He wanted to like cross it over into music. So he's actually part of like EDM kind of music, and but doesn't sound like it. It's like electronic, and he mixes in some Vocaloid stuff, and there's a little bit of Japanese flair in some of it, and then you have like some really good beats, and there's at least 5 songs from the album that are really good. And I haven't actually really listened to the other ones yet. And I bought it because the album came out yesterday or 2 days ago now. And I wanted to hype that album because, wow, it's really good. And I've been getting like every song. I've been getting like my hair has been raising on my arms. I'm getting like these goosebumps because it sounds good. And he also really likes DDR. And there's a cool video on YouTube. I think I might post it to my Facebook.
That'd do it for Jared.
Maybe to Twitter. That they interview him talking about like DDR, and I'm like, oh, I could play DDR with that guy. I want to hang out with this dude because he makes awesome music and talks about anime. Anyways, the album's called Worlds, and Randy, I actually bought it on Google Play.
Yeah?
But I'm a little.
Randy the Google whore.
It doesn't matter. I am a little okay. I basically bought it and then I downloaded it. But I didn't know where I downloaded to because I can't find it in my Files app. So my question for you is, when I do it through iTunes, I can at least find the MP3s and push them where I want. But I've only done it through my phone so far. But I told it then to re-download to my memory card. But do you know if I can move those files around?
Funnily enough, on the mobile version, when it downloads the songs, it just names them something stupid with just like letters and numbers, and it's its own really dumb indexing way.
Got it.
I would recommend going and downloading the Google Play Music Download Manager application and installing it. And it's also a really dumb way of doing it because then you have to you get 2 choices. You could either download your entire music library, which for someone like me who's uploaded 6,000 songs to it, then it's like I don't want to do that. Or just like all of the ones you've bought since the last time you clicked download ones that you've bought. So like I did that today. I downloaded 70 songs. I'm like, I just wanted one. So
Interesting.
Google Play, ladies and gentlemen. But I mean, I still use it sometimes.
but yeah, that's that. There's your tech support.
Thank you.
Randy's tech support. Anything else, Jared?
I don't know.
Deco says, wait, are you done?
Yeah, you know what? I am done.
Deco says, I grew up in Hong Kong for a while. I think United Front's games environment artists did an incredible job capturing the look and feel of Hong Kong in Sleeping Dogs, right down to how the grime looked on the buildings.
So it'll be like I'm actually there. Whoa.
You get a ringing endorsement from someone who grew up in Hong Kong. Like,
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
He also says, you want to try this, Randy?
Yep, even Doraemon is finally being translated to American English. I look forward to seeing how it turns out.
What is that?
It is a animated Japanese children's show that's been going on for decades and decades and decades. But you don't have to look forward to see how it goes, Deco. It's already on Disney XD and has been for like a couple of weeks. So
He knows.
Nice.
he knows good.
He does a little bit.
In response to Why Can't We Be Friends, you should make Jonathan Higgins sings the hits of the mid-20th century.
Do it. Let's release an album. We're going to be big.
I'll do it. It's true. I guess that leaves dumbass me, huh?
That does leave you with your giant ass list.
Before I do that, I'm going to take shot number 2 because y'all are, 10, 15 minutes tops away from the funky chicken dance. And
What
I'm
you
not
been
ready
waiting
yet.
for?
So, ladies and gentlemen, my second toast of the evening is not to me, but to Game Podunk, the website and forum that I am now officially a staff member of. Game Podunk, ladies and gentlemen.
Way to go.
Here, here. Welcome to the team there, buddy.
Damn right. Alright. Things I'm doing. This Japanese 3DS right here, which, by the way, yes, people, I have a Japanese 3DS, and Jared made sure that I got one when he went to Japan. I am importing Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo 3DS to my Japanese 3DS when it comes out on September 16th, 14th, something to that effect. It comes out way earlier in Japan than it does in the United States and Europe. I'm going to play the Japanese version and unlock all the characters and talk about all the secrets, and my Twitter and my Tumblr will be ablaze with spoiler warnings and spoiler tags, of course.
I'm unfollowing you.
But I will be one of those people that can actually contribute to the leaks and the leaks, quote unquote. And I am really looking forward to that experience because I've never done anything like that, and it's going to be really, really fun to be at the forefront, and people are going to be paying attention and shit, and I like it.
Deco says, clap, clap, clap. So.
Thank you guys. Seriously, it means a lot. It really does. All right, so those are my two sort of things. Can I talk about Rex Rocket now? Randy,
yeah.
you like Mega Man games.
I do.
You like old balls to the wall, sort of like Cruncher Nuts Hard Mega Man games, yes?
I just like Mega Man games. I mean, sometimes they're hard like that, I guess, and stuff. I don't know. I just really like the characters and I like the world, so I deal with the difficulty. And it's
Okay. So it's about the characters in the world, and you deal with the difficulty.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because Rex Rocket, like, if there is a game made to be the next Mega Man, so to speak, like in actual gameplay spirit, whew, that game is Mega Man hard. That fucking game gives Mega Man 2 a run for its money. Every single boss I fought, I played that game for 5 hours. I got 50% of the way through the story. That game is a difficult game, man.
What happened to Shovel Knight? I thought that was the big deal.
Shovel Knight is the big deal, and I am definitely, like, on board with Shovel Knight being the lasting property that will, like, surpass Mega Man in terms of being a gaming icon, so to speak. When I'm talking Rex Rocket, I'm talking game inspired by Mega Man, like literally like shooty kill kind of deal. It is a shooty kill game. It is an action game. You are shooting a whole bunch of shit, and you are charging up your gun and firing at the ground to give yourself a little bit of a jump boost, and firing at the ground to make yourself glide down as opposed to falling very quickly for the trickiest, most cruel, most just punch your computer kind of platforming trickery. It is Mega Man 2 for the next generation. It really, really, really is. That is my takeaway so far after getting 50% of the way through the game. It is Mega Man 2 for the next generation. If you like Mega Man 2, if you like the retro NES-style Mega Man games that are so unbelievably difficult that you just want to scream, get Rex Rocket. Like, don't take my words with a grain of salt most of the time. Don't take this one with a grain of salt. It's like, I think, $10-15 worth every penny.
$9.99 on Steamsies.
Alright, $9.99. Less than $10, you get the spiritual successor in gameplay, mind you, to Mega Man. You shooty kill. It's a thing. For real. It's hard. I love it. I've never had so much fun. I
Never.
like,
Not
I-
you can't think of another time in your life. Not Zelda games, not Cave Story, but you've never had more fun than Rex
I
Rocket.
will say that Rex Rocket is harder than Cave Story. Rex Rocket is harder than anything Cave Story ever threw at me. But I'm still managing to beat it because of all the training Cave Story gave me. But seriously, that may be like my indie game of the year, like for reals. It's giving Shovel Knight a run for its money, which Shovel Knight is good all on its own. Like it has staying power, it works. But Rex Rocket, like that is fun. That is like I'm using my controller and just killing myself trying to get past this damn boss. And when I get past the boss, there is no greater sense of reward. My girlfriend's behind me again, isn't she?
She's totally there. Don't look at her. She will cast an evil spell upon you.
I won't, because she's going to run away. You know what? She can do what she wants. It's all good. But seriously.
You're about to do the funky chicken dance. What can she do to you that is going to embarrass you more than you're going to embarrass yourself?
It's true.
Right. No,
By the way,
it's
hi,
true.
Holly.
They all say hi, by the way. Maybe you can say hi back. Maybe you can not wave. Maybe you can say the
You
word
wave.
hi into my mic. Hi. There you go.
Ah!
She says hi. Now, Rex Rocket, that is my indie takeaway. That is competition to Shovel Knight. That is Renegade Kid's going to have to work really, really hard to top the Castle Pixel. That is, I'm having so much fun. So much fun. But it is so hard.
I just want to hear
John,
Holly talk.
Can you tip your webcam up a little bit?
I can't because it's on my computer.
Oh, okay.
She's trying to give me bunny ears again, isn't she?
She's succeeding.
She's succeeding.
It's off-camera bunny ears.
It's off-camera bunny ears.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. Okay, Rex Rocket talk over. Real quick, I got my ass kicked by Johnny, who I hope is watching this stream still. He kicked my ass in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. He swept the floor with my dumb ass. I was Marth. He just fucking swept the floor like nobody's business. And then there was one match where he was Captain Falcon and I was Pikachu, and I held my own, but I still lost. And then he played Mario Party 2. We played Mario Party 2 together, and he fucking kicked my ass in that game too. He swept the floor with me on every game we played that night. We just got together and we played some damn video games. But you know what? Still fun. And it was fun enough to the point where I picked up Mario Party DS on the DS and not Mario Party Island Tour. Because like I did heavy research into this, and Mario Party DS is supposedly and apparently the better game. So I picked up Mario Party DS so that Holly and I can play with DS Download Play. And that's the beginning of the end of our relationship. Because she's
Yep.
going to steal my star one day, and I'm just going to be like, baby, why would you do that to me?
That
Words.
that game series is just relationship ruiner. Like it doesn't have to be significant other, just like anybody that you know. It's like, do you want to hate me as much as you hate Hitler? Then we should play Mario Party. Unless they love Hitler, in which case I don't know why you're friends with them. And I think
No.
we
Don't
rethink-
bring Hitler into this.
I
Instead-
always bring Hitler into everything.
Instead
It
of
helps on the
Hitler,
internet.
we're going to bring a more constructive letter H into this conversation because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Calvin and Hobbes collection, and I am seriously fighting to lift this behemoth of a box right
Ginormous.
now. It's ridiculous, but this is, I believe, every single Calvin and Hobbes comic strip ever created. I am not the world's biggest Calvin and Hobbes fan. I have memories of reading through the Calvin and Hobbes comic books like when I was taking FCAT tests. The FCAT is our standardized tests that we all go through in middle school and high school and shit like that. And when I didn't have to take them, I would have downtime in my English teacher's room, and she would have these freaking Calvin and Hobbes books, and I would drop my philosophy books and read through these damn comic strips. So I thought it was high time to make my way through every single page of Calvin and Hobbes. I'm looking forward to it. It's probably going to happen tomorrow, sometime this week. I'm so pumped. In addition to all the Robin Williams movies I bought as well. I have gone on a buying spree this week, and I have not regretted a single damn bit of it.
Nice.
So there's my buying spree. Real quick, want to show some love to Playism, because the tiny indie developers out there, well, indie publishers really, because they publish indie games from Japan, whew, they got some good stuff. They have a summer sale going on, and I looked at their summer sale, and I bought the games that weren't on sale. Oops.
Worked the opposite way.
Have you guys heard of Anodyne?
No. I've heard of iodine, which is a thing.
Right. But
Right.
Anodyne is indie Zelda, for all intents and purposes. So I'm very much looking forward to experiencing that. I know we reviewed it for a certain website that shall not be named, and I was looking forward to finally making my way into it. And now that I know Playism was behind it, like, I totally put my money where my mouth is. And I also bought Ballpoint Universe, which is a game entirely hand-drawn with pen. The art style and aesthetic is completely ridiculous and in your face and awesome, and I love it. And it's a shooty kill game, but it's all in pen. What more can I say?
I don't know. That sounds pretty neat to me.
It's definitely neat. Hey Jared,
Oi.
you want to talk about the motorcycle scene in episode 4 of Terra and Resonance? 'Cause I do.
Okay.
It's a really goddamn good scene. And it's a really goddamn good song, and I'm obsessed with the Terra and Resonance soundtrack. For real. It's a really good scene. Why don't you tell me what that scene meant to you?
I don't remember. But I remember.
For shame.
Look, I'm watching like a lot of anime. I thought it was great that that dude just came by and picked her up on the bike, and it meant a lot because of her position in the series in episode, was it 4?
Yes.
And she, like, the song that plays is in English, expertly
It is.
done in selection by Yoko Kanno. So, like, it's like a Cowboy Bebop moment almost, although I don't want to compare this to that show at all.
No.
But
It is
like,
almost a Cowboy Bebop moment, for real.
like when Spikes falls out of the window in Ballad of Fallen Angels, it's not fully like a, I don't remember if it's Japanese or not, but Emily Green, or whatever her name is, sings that part. But it was really good, and just the way it made me feel is what I remember now. I can't remember everything about why it made me feel that way, but I was ecstatic that like an anime had the ability to like remind you of life and like how it feels to like to be in her position in that scene, and I was really impressed, and I don't know. So I want to talk about the ending of the episode where I wasn't as impressed by that scene. That scene was like really,
Just that scene, that's it.
just really meaningful. I need to like go back and watch the scene again or something because it.
No, like, you perfectly did what I was going to say justice. Like, that is exactly my sentiments. And I knew as soon as you started tweeting about that, I was like, damn right, he gets it too. Because there's not many moments like that in animation that I've seen, personally.
Yeah, not that often. No, it was really well done.
It was. And y'all should watch Terra and Resonance. If you're not, it's available on Funimation. You can stream the first 4 episodes as we speak. The first 5 episodes tomorrow sometime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anywho, watch that show. It's fucking fantastic. Now, what's the last bit? Oh, more stuff from last week. The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls? What a game. That's a unique fucking cray-cray off... Not... Like, you can freely transform into a frog and a snake to sort of solve dungeon puzzles. And there's dialogue, and there's swimming, and snake crawling through paths, and like, things. I can't believe that we never got it, because it's not too Japanese in nature, in my opinion. It's just like any other Game Boy game you could ever play. It's by Intelligent Systems, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of their very first games. I have no idea why we never got it, because it is just absolutely chock full of charm. And it uses kind of the same engine as Link's Awakening, so you're like experiencing what would eventually become that Zelda game. And it's going to do a number for my massive Link to the Past kind of 90s Zelda analysis piece that I'm doing, and I'm so glad that I'm making my way through it. So if you ever get the chance to play it on a Japanese system and a fan translation, and do so legally, mind you, because I can't stand pirates, no offense to you, Chris, but
You're
the
not real
frog for
pirates anyway.
whom the bell tolls is a really, really fantastic experience, and I'm really, really glad that I did it. I haven't made my way through the entire game yet, but I'm certainly making good progress. I've also played more Link to the Past, more Pokemon Why the hell am I still playing this? And stuff like that. Like I've been making my gaming rounds. It's been really good for me.
Nice.
But I think it's that magical time.
Ooh, that magical time. Ooh, before we do the outro, you've got to do the thing that you've been promising this whole episode.
I'm going to do the thing that I've been promising this whole episode.
Do the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to do the funky chicken dance. I want you guys to bear with me, because I have no idea how the fuck this is gonna work.
Now don't mess this up, okay? Because this is the dance of my people.
Now,
It's
as
the
John
dancing with
prepares
people,
for
people,
his
Chris?
yes,
Yes,
as
it's
John
a dance
prepares
for
for
my
his
people.
funky chicken dance, a tiny bit of the history of this is I was just watching this anime, and I still am watching it, called Glass Slip, and
We covered this before you came on the show, but it's good to recap.
It's been
Good.
2 hours. Might as well.
might
Yeah.
as well. I mean, if you're anything, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Let's see. Basically, chickens, Glass Slip. The girl's like, "Yo, chickens," and she names one of them Jonathan, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna go into.
Raymond Dwyer says it's happening.
Oh, you're still up. You can hit the damn play button, but
I wonder if I
not
can
yet.
message Holly fast enough to get this recorded on another camera too.
No, you can't get this recorded on the damn camera because this ain't happening
John, can you
outside of
repeat
the
after me?
YouTube broadcast.
Holly, can you please tape me?
No, sir. I have no idea how the hell this is gonna work.
I mean, if we have different camera angles, then we can edit it together. Put the music overlay over it, and then throw it out on our channel as something.
I'm gonna go ahead and take my headphones off, guys, but I am still very much a
What?
single tear is gonna roll down Pat's cheek. No, we'll not unplug them because, like, I won't be able to talk, but you'll still be able to hear everyone if we do that.
This was well planned.
It's my computer. I can't help it. But,
Look,
ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to unhook myself from my headphones in order to stand and better dance for y'all. So I hope you appreciate it. Give me 1 second.
ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, a one-night-only experience. Jonathan Higgins dancing the chicken dance.
Gotta see this. Ugh. Thank you for everyone who donated money for John to do this. Like, you guys actually put together
can we-
$21.
Let's click it. There you go. Make it stay on his.
Yep, we are keeping it on him. That's for sure.
Okay, you're good.
Thank God for Holly's direction. And he's wearing his crown from E3. And Yoshi's.
He's got Yoshi's
Yes.
that are going on his head outside of the frame, but that's okay.
How?
They're gonna
Wish-
fall off anyway. Watch.
He's
What do
gonna
you think
try.
we could do to get him to take his shirt off?
Ooh, that's a good question.
He's already
Enough,
done
is it? That'd be another $20.
Between the three of us, it's like, less than $7 a piece. I mean.
One of us needs to like make a highlight of this particular section or something. And
Oh well, I need to be making a trailer for our channel, so I'm sure
nice.
that this is going to go in it.
this will bring in thousands.
Yeah.
And make
people.
sure it's slow motion.
Yeah, you know how YouTube ads, like, they have, like, the first 5 seconds where you can skip it? This is going to be in the first 5 seconds.
Okay, here, he's starting.
The hands out, wings.
I'll do it over here.
Yeah. I got it.
He's receiving instructions. It looks like.
Some last-minute coaching. It's okay. This is the moment.
Okay, here we go.
Countdown. 3, 2, 1.
This is amazing.
Yes. Oh, that's no. You're He's so taken aback. That's okay.
Well, he had 2 shots.
This is not
I
the
like
chicken,
how
this
he's
is the penguin.
clapping so fast that the camera can't keep up.
Yeah.
He's like motion blur. It's too fast for the camera.
Now he's just throwing punches at the air. I have no idea what this is.
This is obviously not the dance of Chris's
Shake your
people.
butt.
This is less chicken dance, more jazzercising. I like it though.
Look, if a chicken actually had to dance, I think it would be like this. It'd be
Right.
really great.
There we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Not shaking your butt. Oh, I'm not shaking my butt. You think I can fucking do that?
Shake your butt towards the camera. I want to
You
see
gotta
that
do
twerk. Show me that twerk. Make it work.
Okay, all fucking song? What was the song? You're about halfway through.
$20 were donated for this.
This is money well spent.
Yes!
Yeah! Yeah!
Woo!
Oh, please.
Wow.
Great.
There we go. That is the funky chicken I know from every wedding in this area.
Sailor Baylor, can you get in on this?
Chris, I have a question. So, John is newly a part of Gaming Podunk. What is the email for the editor there? Because I have a link I'd have to share.
Gentlemen,
Dude, you should go to the forums and post it there. Is what you should do.
It's true. Gaming
was
Podunk
it worth it?
will be getting this all
It was
over
worth
the
it.
place.
Especially when you started
John.
twerking.
That was magnificent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't thank me. Thank Haley, Charlotte, and Raymond.
They made this possible. Next time we'll have an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter. We'll do something even bigger. Potato salad, you ain't got nothing on Jonathan.
Yeah, it'll be the entire city of Tallahassee doing the chicken dance.
Mhm.
Well, no,
No.
next time it's like
Deco
like
says
live.
Jared he should do The Exorcist next time? What the fuck? What the fuck were you guys saying while I was
The
back there?
Exorcist is a dance from the anime Golden Tide. It's actually not a dance, it's just a movement. I would love to see Jonathan do The Exorcist. I might start up my own donations. Wow.
Well, there's no better way to cap off this episode than with that. So, if you'd love to give feedback about John's chicken dance, or any other portions of the rest of the show that's obviously not as good as that, you can email us at feedback.bcpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us at BC_podcast on Twitter, as well as like, follow, reblog, blah, 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 things from us on Facebook, Google+, Tumblr. We are everywhere. Speaking of us, you can follow us individually on Twitter. You can follow me at Saber_Breaker.
I feel like we are now closer as human beings. I am at radical_defect, soon to be score. No, I don't have the fucking underscore. I am at radical defect. No underscore required.
Mm-hmm.
If
Moving up
y'all
in the world.
want to fucking thank me for the shit that I just pulled for you motherfuckers tonight, you can feel free to do so, because I am actually winded. I am out of shape as fuck.
Jared.
I'm at CyhowskiJ at CYHOWSKIJ.
Nice. And I am at Wildcard Corsair.
That's us. And we always cap off with audience question for the week. So this week we're asking you guys out there, listeners, watchers, whatever you want to call yourselves, do you truly admire any famous people? You can be actors, comedians, talk show hosts, radio DJs, pinup pop stars, whoever you adore. Tell us who and why.
I already chose mine. Jonathan Higgins.
Yeah, of course.
Pinup pop star right here.
Mm-hmm.
In the fucking world.
Deco says, I can die happy now. Thanks, Backwards Compatible Podcast.
You're welcome,
We completed a man's life.
gentlemen.
Thank you guys
You're
for joining us this week. We're glad to have you, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
May we all have our inner fucking chickens.
Inner
Yo.
fucking chickens.
Hey, yo.
I love that.
I love you all. Thank you. Be well to yourselves. Watch some Robin Williams movies. Get shit done. I love y'all, motherfuckers. That there proves it, I hope.
You also love money because you took a bribe for that. Anyway, goodbye.